D live? Let's check. Let's check and see if D is live. Is T witching? Does T itch? Does itch? Alright. Is YouTubing? Is YouTubing? And is Facebooking? These things are happening. Oh, is Fox holing? All right, let's get All right, we got about 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 37 seconds left. 2 hours. I can't read a clock. What is wrong with me? Got a minute and 47 seconds left. Half a minute. Oh, I had it up to 100. No wonder it's so loud. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the 9dNation.
בראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Thousands of years later, it was Wednesday at 11 p.m. Central. Get your passport ready and be prepared to declare to the customs agents any edible plants or miscellaneous worldviews. You're now crossing into the nation with no denomination.
Greetings. Welcome to the 9dNation, the nation with no denomination. We missed you last week. I was having a vacation, so I won't lie, that was fun. But I'm ready to get back to episode 44. What is the Wednesday G. Ross 11 p.m. Central Texas Time show? It's 9dNation, the nation with no denomination. We're in Season 2. Season 2 is a Bible reading, usually about 30 minutes, followed by panel discussion. Sometimes about the topic that we just read, sometimes about whatever it turns into. Our story so far, having read in the prior 43 episodes of Season 2, Genesis 1:1 through Genesis 17, verse 14. Here's what we've picked up so far. Whiskey Blue in the house. So far, here's what we picked up. No human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites, such as Philistines, Canaanites, or Assyrians, or Shemites, such as Lot and Uncle Abraham, who will sire great kings in a new place for them, Canaan. Also, another line and country to the east. Circumcision instated to prove membership to the nation. So tonight we're going to read Genesis 17, verse 15 through 27. But I will change the view before we do that, so you can see the chat on the broadcast, which, I don't know, it's a nice little something. Other shows do it, so I stole that idea way back. A little over a year ago. All right. Okay, so let me read first in English. That's my native tongue. Genesis 17, 15 through 27. Then God said to Abraham, "As for your wife Sarai, you shall not call her by the name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. I will bless her, and indeed I will give you a son by her. Then I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her." Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said in his heart, "Will a child be born to a man 100 years old? And will Sarah, who is 90 years old, give birth to a child?" And Abraham said to God, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before you." But God said, "No, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you shall name him Isaac. Ichak. And I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I will bless him, and make him fruitful, and multiply him exceedingly. He shall father 12 princes. And I will make him into a great nation, but I will establish my covenant with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you at this season next year." When he finished talking with him, God went up from Abraham. Then Abraham took his son Ishmael and all the slaves who were born in his house, and all who were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's household, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin on this very same day, as God had said to him. Now Abraham was 99 years old when he circumcised the flesh of his foreskin, and his son Ishmael was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. On this very same day, Abraham was circumcised, as well as his son Ishmael, and all the men of his household, those who were born in the house or bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. Now we know 318 warriors, trained like Green Berets, were born in his house. And that's the top creme de la creme. So you're probably talking a few thousand dudes in one day. How do you circumcise a few thousand dudes? Including the bought ones, not just the ones born in your house, the top quality, all of them. Man, did he like slip on a couple? Like, whoop, oh, I mean, you do that much. I don't know. I didn't plan on talking about that. It just struck me as I'm reading the text. Like, that's a lot. Maybe he had like, I don't know, some kind of technology, like a machine or something. I don't know. I don't think he did. Okay, enough of that. Enough of me making fun of that mutilation. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, what I would like to present to you next is doing that same text, but in what I will claim is reading Hebrew. Let's see if this is going to really work out. All right. I'll read 1 through 6 and then scroll. All right. Or no. We're on 15. What am I thinking? We did that 2 weeks ago when I was pre-vacation. Man, coming back here was great, but man, going back to work was, it was what it was. Vayamer Elohim el Avraham, Sarai ishtecha lo tikra et Shema, Sarai ki Sarah Shema. Uvarachti ota vegam natati mimena lecha ben overechtiha vehayita legoyim malche amim mimena yiyu. Vayapol Avraham al pana vayetzchak. Vayomer belebo haleven mesh shana yiwaled ve'ed. I lost where I was. Ve'iyam Sarah havat teisim shana teled. Vayomer Avraham el ha-Elohim lu Yishmael yichye lefanacha. Vayomer Elohim aval Sarah Ishtecha yoledet lecha ben vekarata et shimo yichchak vehakimoti et beriti ito livrit olam lazaro acharao. Sorry. Let's see. Verse 20. Yeah, let me scroll up. 20 through 23, and then I'll scroll. Ule Yishmael Shemeticha Hine Barakti Oto Vehefriti Oto Vehirbeti Oto Bimod Meod Shenem Asar Neseem Yolid Unata Tiu Lego Gadol Ve'et Beriti Akim et Yitzchak Asher Teled Lecha Sarah Lamoed Haza Bashana Ha-Acheret. Bekol lehaber ito vaya'al Elohim me'al Avraham. Vayika Avraham et Yishmael beno vit kol yelide besto vit kol miknat. Kaspokal zachar beanshe bet Avraham vayamal et basar Arelatam bisam hayom haza kaaser diber ito Elohim. Let me scroll down. Got a few more verses to go here. Be'avraham bin Tishim vetasha shana behimolo besar arelato וישמעאל בנו בן 13 שנה בהימו לו את בשר ערלתו, וישם היום הזה נימול אברהם, וישמעאל בנו, וכל אנשי ביתו ילד בית ומקנת כסף מת בן נכר nimolu ito. Okay. That was that. Ellis says it was 318 officers and estimates 30,000 in the army. That's a lot of circumcision. Probably he didn't do them all. Thank you for that info, Duppy. I feel like a plain reading of the text. Yeah, I'm not going to quibble on that. 318 officers for sure. Yeah, how many in tow? And I do think the text leaves it open that, once they busted loose some people, those guys could probably join in too. Like some of the some of the Sodom soldiers were probably cut loose, could join in the fight also. So still an amazing military victory according to the text. But yeah. So now let's go into 1715. It's a lot of circumcision. So there's no words here that we've not dug into, and it doesn't really change our story so far. And we just read it in English. He had a hackomatic. Shkabank. Skunkink. Oh, man. Whatever tool he had. You hopefully not too many mistakes were made that day. I don't know why I have to laugh about it. So, God said to Abraham, as for Sarah, call her Sarai, or vice versa. Pretty straightforward. Let's look at the next verse. Hackomatic. Just the tip, says Rev. Howdy, Rev. Just the tip. It's all good. I mean, it happens a lot. I mean, not to get too graphic, but my family, my culture, just the surroundings, you're like, I don't know. Like, to me, the calculation was this. I'm going to have a kid. It was like day 1 or 2 or 3. Still in the hospital. And it's like, my main thought was, what's the average, football team locker room scene going to look like? Wanted to not otherize him too much was my main thought. And how do you figure out what, you have to have some good statistics of what's going on that year, I hope I chose well. I think in general we need to stop doing it, but that's going to be a tough thing to... Hopefully it's decreasing over time. Not against it back then. I mean, it had some sort of significance, but just saying. All right, let me get back to work. So in this one, in this verse, Sarah gets to get in on the royal nation also. And hers is going to be the covenanted one. Let's go to the next verse. There is one new word here that we've not seen in the prior 40 some odd weeks. Tzachak. That's to laugh. There's 13 usages of this root stem in the law and prophets. It's like a light mood. Tzachak. It kind of sounds onomatopoetic to me a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'm stretching that. So while bowing as low as possible, he was very amused and even laughing and thought, wow, at 100 and a 90-year-old wife. So he fell on his face laughing. So he's panah. He's down low. So I don't know if he bowed in deference or just like dropped down going, bah. Now, not too long before this, having kids at 100 wasn't out of the question. What changed so fast after the flood? Right? Like, this is how many generations? Not too many. So all of a sudden he's like, 100? Nobody has kids at 100. Well, no, a lot of them had kids at 130, right? So kind of weird. Kind of weird that he would say that, honestly. Like, I don't have a solution. I think we should debate it if anybody has any ideas. All right, 18. There's one new word here, lu, or if, and it's more like a oh that. There's 22 examples of this word stem in the Law and Prophets. It's if or if only, or like a please. In Shakespeare, it's probably like would that, right? Sort of like the subjunctive tense, I guess. So Abraham preferred the Egyptian wife's son for the upcoming kingdom, maybe because partly of his age. He's like, nah, I don't want to raise another kid. Come on, man, don't make me raise another kid. I'm old. So our story so far, updated slightly. No human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites, such as Philistines, Canaanites, Assyrians, or Shemites, such as Lot and Uncle Abraham, who will sire great kings in a new place for them, Canaan. Also another line and country to the east, which Abraham wanted to bet more on. Circumcision instated to prove membership to the nation. Both nations, by the way, not just the... We'll see that in a minute. We read it a minute ago in English. Go to verse 19. There's one new word in this verse, abal, verily, or of a truth. There's 11 examples of this word stem in the Law and Prophets. For real, I would say, has a strong sense of, nope, check it out. It can mean yes, but it's often a counter argument. Like, no, for real, no. For real, no. So he's like, nope. He just shuts Abraham down. It'll be with Sarah and named Isaac. Chew on that, bro. Yeah. Huge bug. Must be springtime. So no human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites, such as Philistines, Canaanites, Assyrians, or Shemites, such as Lot and Uncle Abraham, who through Isaac will take over Canaan with a royal lineage ran nation of circumcision, and through Ishmael will sire a great nation to the east. That's how I'm summarizing that so far. Let me catch up with the chat. I haven't had my chat window up. We're doing good. Let's see. Let's check the lurkers. It seems like sometimes you want to peek through the spotlights and just see how many silhouette heads are in the crowd, because the number doesn't matter, in my view. Like, what are we doing here, right? We're just, I think most of the people on the Foxhole or in any of these alternate channels are just putting some effort or energy, or I don't want to make it sound like that big of a deal, but putting some commitment, or anybody that's hanging out, listening to content. Like, whenever I go to listen to some Sloan, I feel like I'm just putting human currency. Shim made millions with his Shim Wow. Genius. On TV. We're just trying a different thing, right? Different than hanging out at the bar. What did we used to do, right? We would watch TV, hang out at the bars. Pretty much those two things, right? Leo Worth, hey, good to see you. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me direct message Anka Vanka real quick and be like, what's up, girl? All right, hopefully she answers. All right. I barely know what I'm doing. Lurking. Duppy is the person in the know. So verse 20. There's one new word here we haven't seen yet. Naseyi. That's captain. 134 usages in the law and prophets. It's one lifted up, a chief or prince. The pictograph has an in, which is a picture of a seed representing continuance, and an X, which is a picture of a thorn representing the idea of grabbing hold. So you put these together, it's continue to grab hold. So it's like a flag hanging from a sort of horizontal bar, maybe. The more I was thinking about it. Anyway. Ishmael will have 12 great tribes also, this verse says. Verse 21. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom shall bear to you Sarah at the time this year next. Call me. Bonka bonka. Call Leah Worth. Let's go to verse 21. All right, sorry. Sarah will have Isaac in a year, and he gets the covenant, we learn here. So no human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites such as Philistines, Canaanites, or Assyrians, Shemites such as Lot and Uncle Abraham, who through the covenanted Isaac will take over Canaan, with a royal lineage ran nation of circumcision, and through Ishmael was Sarah a great nation to the east. All right, verse 22. He finished talking with him, and God lifted up. He went away. Vayal. Look at verse 23. That day Abraham had them all get circumcised. So took Abraham Ishmael and his son and all who were born, his money very blah, 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 and he's circumcised. It says he's doing it, if I'm reading this right. And we're going to bust through the rest of the chapter, just glancing through. It's not going to update our story. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised. Ishmael was 13? Yeah. Who wants that? Was that day that it happened? All the men in the house, all the natural born men in the house, and etc. All right, I have a proposal to the team. Let me see where the panelist du jour. Our lead panelist is not here. So why don't I start? And I don't have it prepared quite as much, but let me read just the next verse. I have some notes on it. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say, Dirty Steve? Does anybody know what that's from? What do you say, Steve? Uh-huh, uh-huh. I think I'm poorly quoting Young Guns. What do you say, Steve? Uh-huh. All right. Let's look at the English. Now the Lord appeared to Abraham by the oaks of Mamre while he was sitting at a tent door in the heat of the day. Right, Leah, but I don't think Abraham lives his 3-4 generations before they were living that long. But I don't think he, let's see, how old was Abraham? He lived a couple hundred, or Abraham. How old was Abraham? Did you see the size of that Gall darn cock-a-doodle god dang do. We're in the spirit world. Duppy's seen it. 175. Like, they were getting shorter and shorter at that time. And then it went down to like 120, I think. And then eventually by the New Testament, it's like 70 or 80 is typical. And you got to figure that's a good typical, right? Yeah, Duppy, you're right. Old man Abe. All right. So in kind of Hebrew, Vayera ela ahaya bilain mamri yahu yoshev petach heohel kechom hayom. Abraham had Sarah's Isaac, who had a God promise and was to make a great nation, and Ishmael of 12 princes with Egyptian slave lady, who formed a great nation to the east. One day God showed up while Abraham was in a tent by the Mamre Oaks. I should have warned you. Hey, Pythaggy. In the house. The chicken. That was hilarious. Howdy, ma'am. We're in the spirit world. We're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. Let me go to verse 2. We're just doing extra. And when he lifted up his eyes and looked, behold, 3 men were standing opposite him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the earth. Vayisha ina vayar vihine shelosha anashim nitzavim ala vayaratz likratam mipata haohel vayishtachu aretza. There's 3 new words here. Natsab, that's to take one's stand or to stand. 74 examples in the Law and Prophets. There's roots, which is to run. There's 103 examples of the Law and in the Law and Prophets. You're right, Leah Worth. They were tripping, right? And shaka, that's to bow down. There's 172 examples in the Old Testament to worship or to bow. So we can update our story so far to include one day Abraham was very excited to see God show up to his tent by the Mamre Oaks in the form of 3 dudes standing there. So the text just says, yeah, God was there, 3 dudes. What? I mean, he's been Elohim, plural, God, since the first verse. Bereshit berei Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. So, there's 3 of them. 3 dudes. Are they 3 angels? Who knows? We're counting how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. Okay. Let's go to verse 3. Just plowing through, having some fun. We're going to the old format. Yeah, if you guys are digging it, I'll just keep plowing through and make a little headway. Let's see. Drink. What verse is that? 3. And said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in your sight. I know you could type balls. Right. They were tripping balls. I mean, we just talked about cutting the dick tips off, right? I mean, didn't we? I don't know. I'm not trying to be... Yeah, there's a certain decorum you want to have when you're talking, right? Bible stuff. Please do not pass your servant by, he says. So he calls him singular, my Lord. So is there like, does he know God's there because the 3 messengers are there, or are the 3 messengers the one God? Jeez. Right? Like, there? But Vayomer Adonai im namatsati chen be'enecha al nata'avar me'al avdecha. Abraham's like, ooh, don't go. Let's go to verse 4. Plowing through some text here. Love it. Verse 4. Please let a little water be brought and wash your feet and make yourselves comfortable under the tree. Or, as they like to say in the old language, Yuka na meat mayim verachatsu raglechem vehishanu tachat ha'etz. It's been a couple weeks since I made this joke. Am I ready for my bar mitzvah now? There are 3 new words here. Me'at, that's a little or fewness or a few, like not too many. There's 102 examples in the Law and Prophets, meaning the Old Testament. Small count, like from ma'at, which is a word we've already seen. Rachatz, that's to wash or wash off or wash away or bathe. 72 examples of that root stem being used in the Law and Prophets. And sha'an, to lean or support oneself. 22 examples, usually means rest. So let's go to verse 5. And I will bring a piece of bread that you may refresh yourselves. After that you may go on, since you have visited your servant. And they said, so do as you have said. No, Thaggy is up there. He entered like a sheik with the fantastic sticker. I mean, maybe he's gone. Maybe it was a drive-by. A drive-by galabia and egal. So the robe is called a galabia. The thing on the top of the head is called an egal. At least that's what I was told in Kuwait. Did I read this already? Vikha patlechem vesaadu libechem achar ta'avoru ki alaken avartem al avdechem vayameru kin ta'asa ka'ashar dibarta. Let me show you that. Pythagoras reading. He's doing his thing, man. Doing his thing. There's 3 new words here. No, wait, how many new words here? 2 new words. Path. That's a fragment or a bit or a morsel. Only 15 examples of that root stem in the Old Testament. Sa'ad, to support, sustain, or stay. 12 examples. It can mean to refresh. So the same word for support can mean to eat. That's an important thing that's built into the language here. The design of the world and food. It's refreshing and renewing. You don't just eat because you're hungry. You do. But it also has a purpose, which is to refresh, renew, or maintain the body, right? I know it's kind of obvious, but it's actually a symbolism that's built into the language of the Old Testament. And you got to, really the whole Bible, and you got to kind of watch for that. I picked that up from a guy named, what's his name? He's a Eastern Orthodox dude. Jordan Peterson introduced him to a lot of people. Pajot. Really good at catching symbolism. So he showed good hospitality, which they accepted. Verse 6. So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, quickly, prepare 3 measures of fine flour, knead it, and make bread cakes. Come on, flapjacks. Vemaher Avraham ha'ohela el Sarah vayomer mahari shelosh se'ayem kema solet lushi va'ashi ugat. So that first chunk of words, vayomer Avraham ha'ohele el Sarah vayomer. We know those words. That's Abraham rushed into the tent and told Sarah. Then we get mahari. That comes from mahar. That's to hasten. 64 examples of that root word in the Law and Prophets. Basically to hurry, possibly within a hint of being hasty. Shelosh, that means 3. Se'im, from se'ah, that's a measure of flour or grain. It's a certain amount, like it's an actual measure. I don't know exactly how big it is. 9 examples in the Old Testament. Kema is flour or meal or grain or cakes. So I'm thinking these are pancakes or maybe grainy something cakes. 15 examples of the word kema in the Old Testament. Solet, that's a fine flour. So a lot of work, right? Take some of the good stuff. 53 examples of that word in the Old Testament. Almost always means a very fine flour, so it's a lot more work to make it. Lushi, isn't that an interesting word? It comes from lush. It means to knead. 5 usages only in the Law and Prophets. It always means in the context, it's part of making dough and cooking it. It sounds like the word lush. It's a verb of like mushing around. So it doesn't really strike me as meaning lush the way we hear it, but I just couldn't escape noticing that. And then he says vashi or make, which we know that word already. Ugat comes from uga. That's a disc or cake of bread. There's 7 examples of that word in the Old Testament. Not a lot of usages, but it does seem pretty straightforward where it shows up. So putting this verse together, Abraham rushed into the tent and asked Sarah to whip up some really yummy pancakes. So I could summarize our story so far. All of Genesis 1:1 to 18:6. No human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites such as Philistines, Canaanites, Assyrians, or Shemites like Abraham who had Isaac, who God covenanted with to make a great nation, and Ishmael who sired a great nation to the east. 3 special dudes visited Abraham one day and got Sarah's specialty pancakes. Next verse. I took a nap. Y'all are in trouble. I could go for another. I'll keep it, 20, 25 more minutes maybe. This is more verses than we get on a typical Wednesday. Slightly different structure tonight. I thought we were going to have Yoda, but I think he got busy doing something. Probably will have him next week. So verse 7. Right here. Abraham also ran to the herd and took a tender and choice calf and gave it to the servant, and he hurried to prepare it. Or, as they say in the old language, Ve'el habakar ratz Avraham vayikach ben bakar rach vatov vayitin el hanaar vamaher laasot oto. There is one new word here. Rock or tender, delicate or soft. It's a gentle, frail, weak animal, like a youngling. 16 examples in the Old Testament or the Law and Prophets. So Abraham hurried to the herd and grabbed a tender, good young boy calf and gave it to a young human man who hurried to prepare it. It's strange how he points out in the text, yeah, Duppy, let's do call-ins. Absolutely. I'll make this the last verse. He points out in the text, he found a young slave dude to prepare the young. When you look for it, and I know it's a bit of a reach, but you'll see it's hard to unsee it once you see it. We are the cows. The old controllers, both good or bad, on the right or wrong side of history, ultimately we are the cows. He hands a cow to the cow, basically. I'm just saying. It's right there. So, to finalize it all out, let me take a note. This is where we're stopping. March 22. No human angel half-breeds, no murder, no blood drinking. There are Greek Japhethites, Hamites, such as Philistines, Canaanites, or Assyrians, or Shemites like Abraham, who had Isaac, who God covenanted with to make a great nation, and Ishmael, who started a great nation to the east. 3 special dudes visited Abraham one day and got Sarah's specialty pancakes and some youngling burgers. All right, let's start up a call-in. And just like that, boom, part 2. You know, I was clearly itching for a call-in. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Jitsi. Let's make a new one, because sometimes the old ones don't work. They work, but then they... All right, so this will be the link. Music stopping abruptly. Video deactivated so that I can... All right. And then I'll join the meeting. Allow. There we go. Right on. Dogehype.com. In the chat, King Victor 078S8, robot extraordinaire. Over there on Twitch with Rev hanging out. Reminder to our guest panelists who said they were going to call in. We're on YouTube and Facebook, unless you want to be off of YouTube and Facebook. Oh, that's the wrong link. Duppy, you can't go to that. I'm just dumb. I'm just literally dumb. There. I'm like, why isn't Duppy? Where is he, man? Where is this guy? Duppy's like, bro, you gave me the wrong link. Sorry. So quiet. A little too quiet. A little too quiet. Bored nerves regulate hardly. So, I've always said, I'll wait till Debbie gets here to start this topic. I have a topic. A little off topic. We should probably talk about the text first. Greetings.
Yo. 144.
Hey, what's up, Jumby Mon?
Ja.
Good to hear your voice. A week off is always fun, but it's always good to be back.
Yeah, how was your vacation?
It's pretty good. There's
Did you go to Disney again?
I did. That's all I ever do. Disney is as much work and expense as it is anything else. It's also evil, pure evil, right? So,
I think if you leave the park at night, you're probably okay.
right. Yeah. We about half a year ago, we were like, what do you want to do for spring break? Because it's 7th grade for the kiddo. And he was like, let's go ride that ride. He likes that new, I don't want to describe it too much because it's a really nice new roller coaster technology, but it's the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's pretty nice.
What's the old one that they nuked? Was it Space Mountain or something like that?
This one took the place.
Didn't they have to nuke an old one to put this one in?
Yeah, they nuked an Ellen DeGeneres ride.
An Ellen DeGeneres ride?
Yes.
What the hell's that?
Well, you might have dug it. I've read it a few times. You would be in this really big building, and you'd be in this like 50-person slow-moving cart that would roll up to this really gigantic movie screen. And if I remember right, it had Bill Nye, and it would talk about like where energy came from, like dinosaurs and stuff like that. It was pretty kind of cool. You might be able to catch bootleg copies of it on the internet. It was
Well, I like
called,
dinosaurs anyway.
yeah. Well, and I don't remember. It may have said, plant and protozoic matter as far as like what got compressed into oil, but I'm pretty sure it talked about like how various forms of energy, were built up over the years. I'm pretty sure that
Well,
was.
it sounds like it did a better job than the old Chevron commercials that used to show a cartoon dinosaur melting into your gas tank.
Awesome. So, ride at Disney World. Let me get the name of it just so you can dig into it later. It was called Energy Adventure. It was built in 1996.
Interesting. I'm kind of scared that there might be climate change propaganda rolled up into that thing.
I'm trying to remember if there was.
Because actually, most of the oil is actually created from algae and plankton.
Yeah, and I
Nothing
can't remember if
more,
they said that.
nothing
Yeah.
really exotic, you know.
Right. I think it even was proponent of clean coal, according to just glancing at this. But yeah, here's a full ride here. I'll just put this in the chat so you can watch it later.
I
But
told
yeah,
I told you that I grew up like 5 miles from Disneyland, right?
yes, I do remember that.
I actually went into the park at night one time when I was like 8 years old for a private party,
Ooh, nice.
and I guess if I remember correctly, the reason for that party was they were, I guess you'd call it stress testing the Haunted Mansion ride when
Oh,
that first
nice.
opened up. And make a long story short, it was really, really scary. They had to tone it down before they released it to the public.
Awesome. That's cool. I have a story about that ride. I was about 13 or 14 with my cousin out there. We were based
Uh-huh.
out of Texas, but for some reason we found ourselves, or no, I was living there. I was 15. They were coming to visit. So I must have been 15 or 16. And that's got to be why. That's got to be. I wish I was a little younger when you hear these hijinks. So yeah, Leah Worth says the same thing I was thinking. Probably everyone's thinking. Glad you made it out of there alive. Stress testing a scary haunted mansion as
Well,
an
I can
8-year-old.
tell you what the scariest part of it was. It wasn't like the ride was gory or anything like that. It was the jump scares
Yeah,
were too close to home.
right.
There's that part where you're going in the little car,
Hmm.
and you go through that graveyard, and those sprites
They.
that pop up
Yep.
from the gravestones,
Yep.
and they make that kind of screaming noise.
Hmm.
Those things were really close to your car.
Wow. Yeah. Those things still kind of creep me out, even like last week. Or no, I didn't. We didn't do Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
Wait, did we? Yeah, we did.
For some reason,
Hi, Norm.
I can.
I know.
Hi. I'm trying to. Yeah, your audio for me was cutting in and out, and I was trying to figure out why. So
How's it now?
it's fine now.
Cool.
But when I first got in here, I could like not hear you, but I could hear Duppy, and and then I could hear you, and then not. It's probably on my side. I did a lot of
Yoda,
readjusting.
we literally started 5 minutes ago. Let me get you the link. Yoda's in the chat. So,
Oh, so I didn't know you grew up here, Duppy.
Oh yeah.
There's Yoda.
I spent most of my life in SoCal until '92.
Okay, I moved to Southern California in '95, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I lived in Northern California before that, or Central Cal, actually. But
Can y'all
I was
pause
just
for a
talking.
second? Hey, can y'all pause for a second? Because I'm about to fuck somebody up. I thought you were coming on at 10 o'clock Arizona time.
Time changed, and Arizona didn't.
Wait,
Yes.
there was a time. Wait, there was a time change?
Yeah, it
Yes.
was last weekend or the weekend before.
Last week. Yeah.
Get
No,
the
it's been
fuck out of
screwing me
here.
up all week. So
Oh, well,
Arizona did not.
that would make sense. Hey, you know what? I apologize. I swear to God, I didn't realize.
Sorry, Yoda. I should have thought of
Arizona
that.
Arizona is the only state in the country that doesn't do it.
That's why I never realized when it happens. I'm always on a late train.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to fuck with it. Well, all right,
Right.
I've had a couple of beers, but I'm not lit. But the F-bombs do fly out kind of loosely, right? The only reason why I came in now was I sent a message to somebody and I wanted to see if they responded to it before the show started at 10 in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what?
I did
Okay.
respond.
Well, it wasn't
Oh.
me that you sent it to.
No, she didn't do anything wrong. Like I got your text message,
Yeah.
right? I swear to God, I was thinking 10 o'clock.
No, I should
That's
have
why
thought
I'm
of that.
I was like, oh yeah, I got my Bible, I got my notepad. It's about to be 10 here.
Well, you didn't miss anything. We just started the panel. So if you got notes, we're jumping in. Let's do it.
Dude, I read that passage last week or the week before.
Well,
and even the notepad, I'll be honest, even the notepad that I have,
yeah.
I would have to refresh myself on why I even wrote that down in the first place.
Fair.
I was just right.
Fair.
Now I got to come up with Black Yoda goofy shit to make up for it.
That's going to be awesome. Well, Leah Worth in the chat.
Bronco would chime in. Duppy, Norm, how y'all doing?
Hey,
All right. Yeah. So.
Hey, I do. Normally, I have like a little intro for about 5 minutes or so before I get started.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for messing everything up. I
just got here to Black Yoda, so yeah.
I need to tell my roommate because she would have told me if she was aware, which means she isn't. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right. So
Leah says hi, Yoda, by the way, in the chat. I know you can't see the chat. So Leah Worth says, Yoda. Bang.
Hey, what's up, babe? There's a new Thundercat on the foxhole. I don't know if the three of you know about who he is yet. But
tell me more.
He goes by the Batcave as far as his channel.
Okay.
His moniker is Dark Knight. His name is Don. And the best way to describe him, he's only 2 shows deep. I had one earlier today. And I asked him to chime in with us tonight. But I told him the show is like 10 o'clock.
Right. Oh, so he might get here any minute now.
Well, he's in Colorado, so he should be on the same time as me.
Right.
Right. We'll see what happens. But the best way to describe him without knowing him and just going through me vicariously, he's like a Black Adam. And
wasn't there a TV show called that in Britain?
Black Adam.
No, Black Adder.
No,
he's doing Black Adder.
No, Adam Hero from production.
Right.
No, I know you're
not Adam.
About.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know.
I was just
Adam.
making a joke.
It was a good joke.
Oh, okay. Okay. It flew over my head because I got my hamster wheel is spinning because I didn't expect to be like this far late. I was very impressed. He's very articulate. I would guess that they're about the same age, actually.
Adel's about 35 or 34, if I remember correctly. So
that sounds about right.
That's what I think.
If they're not about the same age.
One.
Yeah. Pixels is like
not about the same age.
It's 10 years younger than him. Yeah.
Oh, Pixels is only a couple years older than my son. That's why I fuck with him so much.
Yeah, I got underwear older than.
Wait, hold on. My roommate is right here. Hey, did you know the time changed last week?
No.
Well, that's why. Man, I'm an hour late. Well, not an hour late, but I'm like
Nah.
45 minutes late.
It's almost been 2 weeks since it's changed. It's been a week and a half.
So I'm used to it being 10 o'clock, but now it's back to 9 o'clock.
Well, that's what I thought, but
Use your words next time. You got to use your words, your definitions, your vowels, your syllables. You got to use all that shit. Go back inside.
Hi, Bernie.
I don't. Yeah, I don't agree with the time change either, Yoda. And if
It's
it was
just
up
a
to me,
control.
I would go on Arizona time,
Just
but my
right.
well, no,
Hey,
my
just for the
my work doesn't like it when I'm an hour late, so I
Right.
can't do that.
Hold on, she's trying to go back inside. She just wanted to say hi because she heard
Hello.
y'all. She heard G Ross say hi. So
Hi.
say it again, bro.
hi, G. Ross.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Well, you can't see me, but yes, good to hear.
Right. That's why I changed. Yeah, you're right.
He can see you the same way. Look, he can see
Now
you
I
the same
can.
way.
Hi,
sees
Bernie.
you.
Now we see you.
Yeah.
There you go. Take your old bag of bones inside.
Yeah, I am. I'm an old lady.
I'm gonna have to get up in about 8 minutes or so because I put something in the oven for her, and I was trying to time it to where it'd be done at 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have shit to do. I had no idea that the time changed. I was so caught up in truthers stuff and Trump this and Cohen that and just you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started about the rabbit holes.
You got to take a break every now and then, though. Like I just took a 2 week break, and you know what? I realized I didn't miss anything.
Right.
And you know what? And I did. I took a break in my own way. Like instead of like when I take breaks, I'll unplug from like current politics. I'll find like my hobby would be curiosity, right? I'll find something that I didn't know about, and for some dumb fucking reason, and I'm not apologizing about it, but I found out about Black's Law Dictionary and how they define us differently when it comes to words like people, person, address. And I'm looking at all of this and I'm just like, this is a bunch of legalese nonsense because we're not under our constitution according to this. We're defined as commerce.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get
Maritime
away
law.
with these statutes and these licenses for everything. And they trick you into thinking that the underlayer, which is the Constitution, is our norm. But there's a layer on top of that. And when you like sign your name and put your address, you're actually putting in a contract without even knowing.
Mm.
That tells them, oh, he's commerce people. He's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hit him over the head with all.
I worked someplace, and this customer of ours would always come in. This is when I was in college.
Yeah.
And pay with a check and sign her name.
Wait a minute.
All in lowercase. And one of
Ross, are you drinking a beer, bro? Are you drinking a beer too?
No.
It looked like one. Because I was feeling guilty that I'm drinking one.
Don't feel guilty.
No, hey, Black Yoda, I'm drinking one, but it's kind of my thing.
Nah, I told G Ross I wouldn't, but I forgot that it was Wednesday, actually.
Hey, we had a week off. It's all good.
No, pick up, Norm. I didn't mean to butt in like that.
No. I had a customer that signed her name on the check with all lowercase. Didn't capitalize anything.
Wait, like in print or in cursive?
In cursive. And somebody I worked with. Oh, my audio is going out.
Yep.
Let me switch something on my audio.
I hear you 5x5. Maybe it's your headphones.
What? No, I had a device. I was trying to hook up something to my computer, and I had a divider on it.
That looks like some space alien technology right there.
No, it's an adapter.
It's just a splitter because I plugged it. Yeah,
adapter.
I plugged my computer into my soundboard, but I needed my headphones still. Okay, so no, but one of the people I worked with was saying that was illegal, and just gave her like crap. And then finally, the manager just told him, "Don't worry about it. She's been doing that forever, and it's never been an
Right.
issue.
It
It's
cashed
never
just
been an issue."
fine, right?
Yeah, it's like,
You know what? I went so hard in this rabbit hole. I want to apply it to my show when I started. I done got to the
Nice.
point where I'm not signing shit. I'm gonna bite the tip of my thumb and just give them a blood print or something. You know,
well,
I mean, like what choice do we have at this point, right? They surrounded us with loopholes on loophole.
I went to the DMV website 3 times to say I moved a year ago. I got my new license today sent to me, forwarded from my old address, and it had my old address on there. So I had to go back on the DMV website, and then
Dude,
they're
there was
like, we didn't get like a utility bill that proved that, because they wanted me to send in a utility bill to prove my address, and I was like, I sent that in already. So I sent in my gas bill again to say, hey, I live here, and yeah, no, it's like.
hold on, I can smell the food that's in the oven, and I'm on the patio. I don't want to burn it for her.
Go get it.
Give me like 5 minutes, all right?
Leah Worth, I thought the same thing. That would give him DNA. Then I thought he should just go, and put a booger on there instead of biting the thumb and putting blood.
Yeah, that would
Enrique.
give him, and also a blood signature is like, isn't that like Satanistic or something like that? Or
If
isn't
you're at a
there like
crossroads at a midnight
soul
and you're by
siding-
yourself
si-
with Satan, don't
siding
sign
with
that
your
thing.
soul?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're
Not-
getting married.
Not with your because aren't
No.
you signing away your soul if you do it with blood or something like
That's
that?
your soul,
Probably.
bitch.
Um,
When you get married.
Enrique, if you want the link
Oh, I love you.
to the call
Person
in.
you're talking to. You're cool.
Hello. Is that Kitty that I'm hearing?
That is Kitty.
Hi, Kitty.
She's out of control tonight. She has a friend over, so.
Enrique Alvarado, if you wish the link to the call in, it's scroll up, or I can just put it in the chat again. No pressure.
I can put in the chat.
Cool.
So, G.
Yeah.
Ross, if you said anything earlier and I missed it, how was your vacation and whatever the hell you were doing?
It was fun. There's a roller coaster that is pretty nice. It's pretty new. It's like half a year old. It's based on Guardians of the Galaxy. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
Which
you were
one?
talking about that on Sunday, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I brought it up on the Three Beer Men. That was a delight. I think that's the first time I've called in because you guys
I
do
think
that.
It was.
Yeah.
We don't do that all the time.
Right.
We don't have a call in all the time, but since it was our second anniversary, we decided to do a call in.
That was a great show. Y'all did good.
Wait, can y'all
thank
do me
you.
a
Thank you.
favor?
I like.
What time is it in Colorado right now? Because if I told him 10 o'clock and it went back, he might have tried to check in at 9 o'clock.
You're asking people in 3 different time zones what time it is in Colorado. Is that a trick question?
Yeah, except I'm in
It's a-
Colorado.
it's
It's
a-
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock. Okay, so
Then I messed it up for him too.
yeah,
Wait,
it's 11
is it-
o'clock in Colorado right now. Yeah.
Well, we've been on for an hour.
It should be 11 o'clock your. No, it's 10 o'clock your time because you're on the same time as me right now.
Yeah, I'm
Colorado,
it's like 10:03.
You're
So when you started,
Pacific.
okay. So, you know what? I didn't let him know that G. Ross starts the show. I come in like a half hour, 45 minutes later, or not even that long.
Yeah.
Like
It's usually about a half hour,
I-
35 minminutes.
I started watching the show and then I got a phone call from my brother, so so I caught the beginning of the show. I just didn't catch the middle.
No, I was so impressed by this youngster that I just wanted to just immediately introduce him to as many people as I can because he's a lot like Adam. And I was impressed. I accidentally caught the middle of his first show when he was still alive, and a lot of people dropped in. Belushi dropped in, Salty Nuts dropped in. He's already made friends with Batman. Like
Bruce, he made friends with Bruce. I was gonna say with a name like that, I could see And I
That's how I
did.
got into his show because I was like, "Oh, Q Wayne is live." You know what I mean? And
I saw he was live, and I stopped him for a minute, but then I had to go back to work. So
no, when I
I
saw the
did
Bat
see
Cave,
his
I
show.
thought it was Bruce.
Right.
Yeah. Bruce Kent. He doesn't have he's an analog guy, so he doesn't really have the capability of streaming, I don't think.
All right, before Duppy blows a fucking circuit, can we just briefly? Can you give me an overview on what you read tonight, G. Ross?
Yes,
Refresh
I
my
can.
memory. I know I read it, but I need a refresher.
All good. So I went through a lot of the text. So we find out that Ishmael is not going to be the one. It's going to be Isaac, just like he's been saying. And Abraham's like, how can that be? You're so old. And then
And plus, you got to keep in mind, Jesus has to come from a better bloodline than a bastard. That's
right.
something.
Well, and Hagar is Egyptian, right? So Mitzrayim. She's got Mitzrayim blood.
That's something me and my father were talking about a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, man, I need to write that down so I can bring it up next time we have this talk, right?
Right.
Because I never thought of it like that.
Well, there is always, it's kind of controversial, but Jesus was a bastard, if you think about it. Because Joseph was not his father. God was. His father. Yeah. So, if you think about it,
you know what? If anybody has permission,
that is a.
I could debate this one with you. I would look at it like this: if anybody amongst all of us has permission to freestyle and some hips and make a baby, that would be God. You know what I mean? So by definition,
I agree with you.
By definition, I cannot agree with you on that one, sir. It's one thing for man to not be married to a woman, but for the creator, God damn, that almost sounds pedophilic.
But she was married to Joseph.
Not before she got pregnant.
Right. They weren't married yet.
Oops. That's the beer in me. That's the beer in me. You got to deal with that, bro.
So I also dug into a little bit of chapter 18 where 3 dudes show up to visit Abraham and he thinks they're God.
He's been talking to God his whole life. Why would he think it's I gotta reread that shit. I don't remember that one.
Did they bring beer?
I think he offered them beer. He made them special pancakes.
Did they have a foxhole channel? Because we need to message them.
Right. 2 Rivers points out it wasn't freestyle.
Did they
let me
or were their names Casper and gosh, what were the wise men's
you gotta
names?
wonder
Casper,
if it was the Trinity, because there was 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the
pre-incarnate Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
So I also pointed out, and I'd be curious your guys' take on this, and I know this is going to seem like a stretch, but once you see this, it happens in the Bible over and over again. He rushes out, he finds a young male goat, and he hands it to
Abraham or Ishmael?
Abraham. When he sees the 3 guys, he goes, Sarah, make some pancakes real quick. I'm going to run out and I'm going to get a young male goat and I'm going to hand it to a young male servant to prepare. There's always an echo, like we are the cattle. The humans and cattle are often equated if you see it. And I see it with the reptilian
interview.
Well, so is a sheep and like a shepherd's flock.
Right.
A sheep and the fold or yeah. Okay, so somebody help me out. What was the third wise man's name? There's Casper, Balthazar. What was his third one? I can't think of his name.
Shem.
Most people can't even think of the gifts, let alone their names. Oh, that's a bogus question. That's the beer.
What?
That's the beer.
You're being very loud.
Okay, I'll close the window, Kitty or Michelle. So
You're being very loud.
I didn't realize I was being loud.
Well, that's your house. You pay the bills.
Yeah.
Do you ever
And she
hear
doesn't even live
the?
here. Yeah.
Do you ever hear the song from? Do you ever
Wait, I
hear?
gotta go check the oven again. I'll be back.
All right. Blue Oyster Cult has a song about the three wise men called ETI, Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Yeah. I haven't heard it in years, but I'm familiar with the song. I heard Blue Oyster Cult play twice.
Oh, nice.
They were one of my first concerts I ever went to. Because they played at the in my hometown, and but when I walked out of that concert, my ears were ringing because the acoustics where they played were horrible. And then they played in my hometown at a club, like 10 years later. So yeah, I saw them in 84 and 94.
That's so cool.
And but the first time I saw that was a really interesting experience. The first time I saw them, because just the venue where they were. It was at the junior college, like multi-purpose room. It was a weird concert.
Hey, G. Ross, while you're on the subject of cattle and how that might be construed, there was a court position in ancient Egypt that was called the overseer of cattle. And I know of at least one occasion, Pharaoh Tutmosis III, his son, held that office. And I was intrigued by it for the same reason that you were talking about. Was that a euphemism for perhaps this was the guy that was in charge of the slaves or something like that? But I couldn't really verify anywhere. There were accounts of like finding the hieroglyph for the overseer of cattle in an area where there were cattle bones and stuff. So, but it's still something that sits in the back of my head, and I wonder.
You know, I'm kind of fond of Christianity, the Bible, and the idea of following Jesus. The New Testament openly describes that you're going to be a slave of one master or the other. It doesn't really, to me, read like I should think of myself as a free person, if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
You know, American culture, maybe others, but I know the American culture, I grew up in it, very much we value the sense of our freedom. But we're learning that there's a group of controllers out there that says, no, y'all are signing your name with capital initial cursive letters.
Yeah, but it's not like these controllers just all of a sudden existed 150 years ago.
Exactly.
They've always been with us, I think.
Right. Well, and was Paul being pragmatic and saying, yeah, don't upset the apple cart? You know, religion is the opiate of the masses, right? A lot of what Paul's guidance is in dealing with local governments and commerce is, you know, as long as you're not breaking a moral law, just go with the flow.
And that's always been the case. Like, it seems like that's a weird thing where, yeah, the moral laws are different than, you know, if somebody's like being like scammed with money. The only two times that really, or three times, there's three times in the Bible that I can think of that mention money, right? And it was the money changers in the temple.
Yep.
Is when the 2 copper coins that the old lady gave, and that she gave more than you, and then when I believe Jesus was being asked if they should pay taxes, basically, and then he's like, "Give me a coin," and he say, "Whose face is on this?" And they're like, "Caesar's." And then it's give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God's.
Right.
Look at the birds of the field. They don't look for where their next meal is coming from or what. I'm just
no, you got it.
Saying that off the top of my head. I'm not.
What am I missing? Because outside of those three, I could think of a lot of things that talks about wealth and riches throughout the Bible. So what do you mean?
Well, but what we're saying is like but it talks more about moral
You
moral
talking about
crimes than
that?
it does about monetary crimes.
But it also implies that you
Uh,
should
uh,
obey your master
Mhm.
and also your God.
Right.
yes,
That's what
and
G. Ross started this off with.
yeah.
All right, can you fill me in on what I missed? Because I think this is interesting.
Well, what I was saying, Black Yoda, was when I read Paul or any of the New Testament authors, or really anywhere in the Bible, when I read, but I'll pick on Paul for a second. He doesn't really put a strong sense of like, do your own thing, diss the government. He basically says, unless they're asking you to murder somebody, do whatever they say.
What is that? No, can I reference the chat? Leah, she was telling me to do that. She's saying I'm being too loud. And she did say hi back. I think but I told her you said hi, but she was telling me I was being too loud, which she always does. But yeah, I was gonna mention something just now about what you just said. I can't think of it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, as long as they're saying you don't murder anybody,
Yeah, or don't commit,
Yeah.
don't break the 10 Commandments, but follow your local ordinances. It will go well for you, he says.
I don't know why, but that just made me think of Job and all the shit he had to go through after losing his wealth.
Mm-hmm.
He still didn't break any of the 10 Commandments.
But
Right.
yeah,
He wished he had never been born at one point, which is, God did admonish him for that.
I do remember part of Job. God chastised the hell out of him for like 70 verses, bro. I don't know if it was exactly 70. I know it was somewhere up there. You know what I mean?
He's like, all right,
Who
we're
do
going
you
to.
think I am?
Yeah.
Who do you think
But-
you are when I
but-
was making the mountains? You know what I mean? Like he was
Yeah.
putting it on them. Woo.
yeah. But Job
God.
did give away all his wealth, and
But first, before he does that, he gives him one of these. He's like,
could you imagine getting cussed out by God?
yeah.
I
But he
mean-
goes, hitch up your pants. We're going to go. And then he tears into him.
I'm sorry. For some reason that crossed my mind.
Yeah.
That version, that's probably one of my favorite parts of the Bible because it's humbling. You know what I mean? Could you imagine getting cussed out by God?
Yeah, I know.
And you don't
God's
even know
about to
about
cuss.
the devil wager. Wait, hold on. Let's keep it real. You
Yeah.
don't even know about the devil wager. God done made a side bet with the devil.
Right.
Right? Job don't even know about this at the time. I don't know. In his
I don't think he
lifetime,
ever
I wouldn't
learns.
even know if he ever knew about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He does. Yeah.
And God still cussed him out, knowing that he got $1 bet on Job.
Right.
Oh my God, that is so ridiculous. I'm sorry. For some reason, that crossed my mind.
Well, I suspect that we're always getting a lesson from God, but I feel like a big one's coming, and we've been watching it roll in for a couple of years, right? Globally, or I shouldn't say globally, but worldwide.
Well, if I can get just a 10-cent bet off of God, meaning like, how he had Job's back, he put $1 on him.
Right.
I'd be grateful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think the righteous, whatever that means, are going to do well, but it's not. I mean, the dollar is going to keep doing
Don't worry
its
about the
thing.
dollar.
You know what I mean?
Don't worry about the dollar because you know how like the banks be bailing out or the government be bailing out the banks and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they ain't going to bail out the government if the time comes?
Right.
I mean, just use common sense, people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I say people, I'm not talking to the four of you. I'm talking to like in general,
Yeah, but I think we're in for some crazy, like, the show is kicking up a notch.
All right, so I got to say this is not financial advice.
Right.
But if you ask me, the reason why they're just pumping out dollars and just printing dollars It's because the dollar is coming to an end,
Right.
but there's going to be a replacement dollar,
Is
and
it
it's
going
going
to
to
be
be like, I don't know how they're going to convert it, right?
right?
But when they slip in that replacement dollar and kick the fucking Federal Reserve to the curb,
Right.
debt is gone, inflation is gone, all of that shit is gone.
So you think it's going to be metals backed? What's going to be backing it?
It'll be metals.
Yeah,
back.
it has to be, because look, the other countries are already doing it.
Right. So we're not going to go crypto backed?
Okay, no, I'm going to try to.
Oh my god, I'm grinding on my girlfriend.
Stop it, guys. I'm going to try to. I thought about this quite a bit. They won't let me talk. A lot of people think that the metals back is the best way to go, but they keep on going away from it and then going back to it because it is stable.
Right.
Stop it, kitty. Turn on the light. Damn it. All right. So they keep on going away from it and then going back to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the crypto back is more of a ledger. Well, but it is better than
Well, the crypto won't be backing it. The crypto will be the mechanism, maybe.
Yes,
exactly.
By gold.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. Just like the paper dollar is, but
Right.
Used to be.
Right.
Well, used to be because it said
good point,
on the
Bookie.
paper dollar that it was backed by silver, right? On the silver certificates, and then they took that off and put "In God We Trust." But I always thought that didn't mean what you thought it meant. I thought that meant they were trying to make you worship it, like "In God We Trust," like it was the
God
almighty
is
dollar.
God is a vague word if you think about it.
Do
Do you mean the god Zeus? Do you mean the god Poseidon, or do you mean the god Lucifer of this world? That God is a loose term, and when you put "In God We Trust" on a bill with the all-seeing eye, Lucifer, and all these other symbols on all the bills, like, I'm not gonna eat this conversation up with having that one, but
okay, but
that's a loose
let me finish,
word.
Black Yoda.
Yeah,
let me finish, Black Yoda, because if you think about it, people will do things for the dollar that they will not do for their God.
Because they believe in the dollar because it's in their hand.
A lot of mobsters were Catholic, and they would kill people for money.
Because they couldn't hold God, but they could hold money.
You would think of, but you think a lot of strippers claim that they're like Christian girls, but they'll do things for money that they wouldn't do. They'll show their tatas if you throw some of the almighty dollar at them.
In other words, they will defy their God's will for money.
Dude, I'll put it this way: if we had a food shortage, somebody would defy God's will over a carrot and beat you over the head with a hammer to get that carrot. Let them be hungry enough.
Well,
same thing.
Okay, desperate. But that's desperate. That's okay. That's a little different.
No, it's the same greed.
When you're starving. No, food is you're starving.
No,
food, you can't survive without food.
I would, if it was me and you,
without money.
I would split a carrot with you. I wouldn't beat you over the head and have to to myself.
No, I know, but you can survive somewhat without money and be self-sufficient and make money. But without food, you get desperate and you.
Or you can just
see that happen.
Like you know what? I'm a vegetarian. Put me in that scenario. I'm gonna let you have the carrot, but I'm gonna barbecue your ass later. And my vegetarian ass. No, I was just being funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you ever hear that 9dNation song, "God Money"? A lot of people think he says "got a head like a hole." A lot of people think he says "got money will tell you what to do." If you read the lyrics of the song, it doesn't say "got money." It says "God money will tell you what to do."
That goes back to the money that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So that God and God we trust on the dollar, they're not talking about, Yahweh. They're talking about Lucifer.
No, I think they're talking about money itself. I think they want you to worship money.
I know you know what a sigil is, and just look at money. It's sigils all over it.
Right.
But money can be like barter. Money could be like a lot of things.
Carrot.
And then currency is the mechanism because it flows, and that's
if
why
you
they call
walk-
it currency, because a current flows.
Did you
But,
guys see?
If
Did
you
you guys
walked an
see-
entire week through the desert and you didn't have no water or food, you're going to value a carrot a lot more than you value gold. You're going to value a cup of water a lot more than you value gold. That's my point.
Yeah.
Did you guys see?
Just placing on what they choose to believe in. They need to keep their focus.
I want to hear what you are.
Well, I was wondering. You mentioned currency, and it reminded me of something that probably I think was bubbling around, and I don't know how solid it was, but I caught it off Owen Benjamin. 5 years to the day from Greta Thunberg doing her statement about currency and oceans or iceberg and melting or something was when one of the big bank events. And so he was describing, he did kind of a dive. I don't think he did it. He was repeating somebody else's dive where all their stuff about the, what do you call it? The big event where, I wish I could. I started it. Now I can't do it. So you guys didn't catch this that I'm talking about?
Well, let me try
I'm
to.
I'm not a Benjamin. I'm not a fan of his. It's not that I don't. I dislike him.
Everybody, I gotta step in on this one, and I know it's the beer because normally I'm more reserved and pick my time.
You're not.
Yeah, I like actually, you're being pretty reserved right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not buzz, but I can feel it, right? So I apologize in advance, right? But it's been doom and gloom since the beginning of the time, and the only motherfucker that got it right was Noah. Right? Everybody wants to run around talking about the sky is falling. He's the only one that actually told people, like, hey, it's about to go down. So when it comes to people like this youngster chick, Greta, but she just deleted one of her tweets from like 5 years ago because she thought the world was going to come to an end. And everybody was putting her on blast, like, "Hey, why'd you delete that?"
She was repeating what what's his name?
Do you
Vice
really
President
think,
Gore
was Greta
saying.
Deleted that?
Wait,
Greta doesn't do her.
I said,
tweets.
do you really think Greta deleted that? I would say her handlers did.
Did you see the tweet? She tweeted out her talking points once. Do you remember that? She tweeted out her talking point where she got sent talking points, and instead of putting them in a tweet, she tweeted out her talking the sheet.
Her
talking
script.
Points.
You mean her script? Yeah. I forgot about that. These people, man, you can't make this shit up. Oh my god!
And it's like, So I don't know if anybody. I don't know why they would think we take her seriously. Like Al Gore, but Al Gore was saying the same things. He has a movie. He can't delete that movie, Inconvenient Truth, which I was laughing at because I was watching similar things 10 years before that movie, and I was like,
Hey, y'all know what?
Since I was in high school, that years ago, since I was, before that, probably
just a few years before that. Before that, Newsweek was saying it was going to be an ice age.
Y'all know what Nerf toys and stuff are like, right? It's like foamy toys.
Yep.
Whether it be darts or just what Nerf, it's the foamy toys.
Yeah. They're Nerf football. They're Nerf.
I have a Nerf that isn't soft like the regular Nerf soft. This one is pretty dense. Okay. It's got a curved side. It's shaped like a bat. One side is curved. The other side is flat. I would love to be in a room with Al Gore and prove that I can use that dense ass Nerf material and bash his head in with it. I think I could do that. You know what I mean? Him and Fauci. Oh, wait.
Did you guys see Fauci going door to door in Washington, D.C.?
And the black man ate him alive, right?
He did.
They couldn't get out fast enough.
Yeah.
I can't even believe they aired that. No, did that get out because they aired it, or because somebody was just there?
No, that got
recording
out
it?
because people are tired of this shit, and they were just like, "Fuck it,
Well,
play." You know what I mean?
well,
Yeah.
no, I thought it was. I thought they were actually filming him do this, and I'm not sure if that was somebody, if it was a independent person, or if it was a network
No,
that was
wasn't that
filming him.
Wasn't that BBC?
Yeah,
Or
that's
am
what
I
I thought.
mistaken?
Yeah, I
I
can't
thought it
believe
was
that they.
BBC.
Yeah, that or PBS, either one.
Yeah, but
You know what?
could
It
be.
might be PBS. Can you look it up, D.
Yeah.
Ross?
It was
It's
PBS.
PBS.
And
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I'll
yeah.
bet when that aired, that segment was not in the original airing. It just surfaced.
Well, that's
now.
what I was. That's what I was saying. I think somebody leaked that. I don't think it was meant to get out. So,
Right.
because I can't see them doing that. But
Dude,
No, they
how
wouldn't show it.
lucky,
yeah,
dude. That's like, you know what? Let me be graphic for a second. That's better than a lottery ticket. Could you imagine the hands I will put on Fauci if he knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, can we talk you into getting the Vex?" First of all, you're the reason why my grandmother's dead. I would choke the shit out of him and accept the death penalty.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Oh my
would go off
God.
on him on all the things he did with the AIDS
Right.
epidemic. A lot of people forget what he did with the AIDS epidemic.
I
How he
haven't.
killed
I know about
children.
that shit. There's a
He
book on Amazon
murdered
that costs
children,
$900. There's
and
another
people just
doctor.
don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
There's another doctor that was disputing all of Fauci's information from back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrote a book talking about it. If you go on Amazon
Yeah.
to try to buy that book to get what's the information in there, dude, you're dropping around $900 just for the book. That's how much they don't want you, the like normies, to be like, nah, we don't want you to know this, but we're not going to keep it off the shelf. They play dirty when it comes to truth. When it comes to books that you need to read, they put a price tag like a motherfucker on that shit. And I apologize for the bombs. I warned you. Dude, I got a book in there I paid $80 for it. About fruit. Fruit. My guy, fruit.
Right.
What are you reading about fruits for?
It's,
I didn't know
it's
you were
called,
a fruity guy.
No, it's called Fruitarianism, The Path to Paradise. And it has to do with fruits and vegetables that are grown with light and the benefits to eating those versus other things. Because God found a way to transmute light into matter to feed us. And
it's
so
photosynthesis. It's called photosynthesis.
that's no. The photosynthesis is for the plant, but the plant is the divide between light.
I thought a fruit and vegetable were a plant. Okay, so
Well, no. You're not listening. So
okay,
the plant is the in between light and matter when it comes to sustenance, and this is the kind of philosophy this book talks about, right?
Well, that's pretty much what Norm said.
Well, maybe I heard it wrong. I got Michelob Ultra ears on right now, so maybe I heard it wrong.
Well, you know, my YouTube channel, when I was doing it as Hangton Alien Surfer, I was interviewing. I don't know if a lot of people know I have a YouTube channel and a Rumble channel as Hangton Alien Surfer, and I interview fruits and vegetables and ask what they identify as. And did you know the U.S. government has turned some fruits into vegetables because of taxes and tariffs?
Oh.
Wait! I can get on this one. Do you know some lame asshole in Congress? They decided to label ketchup
Yeah.
as a vegetable.
Well,
so no, and this had to do with
the weird thing is, isn't a tomato technically considered a fruit?
Yes, because
I went over that in my channel, but there's actually reasons why it's considered. I went over this in my channel. It is botanically a fruit.
But it
But
tastes
Because,
like
all right,
a
according to the
vegetable.
law,
technically a fruit.
they made it a vegetable so that they can transport it cheaper because the tariffs were higher on
Well, it also
it's
had to do with school nutrition, and they had to
well, no,
qualify for a certain rank.
That's the ketchup
that's
one.
the ketchup.
Yeah.
That's the ketchup one, but I'm talking back in the 1800s. They labeled some fruits as vegetables so that they can transport them cheaper because the tariffs were higher
Yeah.
on
Oh, I
on
get your point.
fruits.
Okay.
Don't you think
The
that a tomato?
vegetables.
So
Doesn't a tomato?
technically, a fruit,
I'll
by
be
definition, a fruit is something that has a seed inside the flesh, right?
Well, yeah. Okay.
tomatoes have seeds.
I go. Yeah,
Exactly.
I go through
So
this
does cucumber,
on my channel.
right?
Yeah.
So does
Okay.
pumpkin.
A fruit is a product of the plant. The vegetable
No.
is the plant itself, like a root or a leaf, or but a fruit is actually flowering and a product and has seeds.
I want to argue this one. So, G.
Pretend,
Ross, will you do me a favor for
no,
my?
scientifically, botanically, that's what it is. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
no, no.
But
I can't disagree yet until he looks it up. Look up the definition of vegetable, because I already know the definition of fruit.
Well, no, if you're going botanically, if you're going scientifically, it's that way. But culinary reasons.
I'm not talking culinary. I'm talking
significant
scientific definition.
No, yeah, that's a scientific. It's a root, a stem, or a leaf. It's the plant itself. But a fruit is a product of a plant.
So you're saying potato, peanut, shit like that, vegetable. Damn near everything else I could think of outside of a strawberry.
Actually, a peanut is a product. It's a seed.
That doesn't grow underground.
Is a tuber. The potato is a tuber, which is a different
I
category
thought peanuts grew underground.
They do grow under the ground, but they're not technically roots. They're seeds.
Oh, I did not know that. You just taught me something. Ooh, Norm, be proud. You taught me some shit. Oh, wow. Oh,
you're not technically.
Dude, I got goosebumps. I want to pinch my nipple and shit. I got goosebumps, Norm. Oh, my God. I never thought of it like that, but now that I'm picturing what it looks like in my head. Okay.
Michael Myers is in the house and says avocados too.
Yeah, avocados. Yep. But
as far as
those
fruit?
were all, they're fruit. Yeah, botanically. Okay, but there's different definitions of fruits scientifically and culinary, and then there's taxing. When you tax it with a tariff, they have a whole different category. Yeah.
Let me bring a bigger part of this conversation let me overlay it with this. The same way they try to mislead you with the definition of woman, trying to accept transgender. They did it with.
It's not. It's not quite the same.
Hold on. Let me
same, but yeah.
Let me finish the thought. The same overlay they do with all this new nonsense. They've done it with fruits and vegetables, and they tricked people into thinking that fruits are sweet, vegetables, they are what they are. And people have a tendency of thinking that fruits are fruits because they're sweet. That's not why a fruit is a fruit. Technically, a strawberry is not a fruit because the seed is on the outside. You understand what I'm saying?
Dang.
A strawberry falls into it's not a berry. No, technically a strawberry is not a berry, but it is a fruit because it's a product of the plant. It's a fleshy because it
look up the definition.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the seeds are on the outside or on the inside. It's only
that's the definition of it. G. Ross,
please
look it up.
I've already done this. I've been through this. Like I'm writing up.
Is it an accessory fruit?
No, they call it something else, and I can't remember the word of it. That's why I was asking you to look it up.
I was writing but the word is not Okay, because there are different categories of fruits and vegetables.
I was just about to
It's
say
like
that. I would say sub fruit maybe, but it's
well,
lesser than that. It's
it's
almost like
still
its own
a
category.
fruit. It's like just saying like is a wolf a dog or yeah, but a
No, a
dog is
dog
still
is
kind
a
of a
part
wolf.
wolf, but fucking G
But
Ross.
both are canines. Both are
All right.
canines, right?
Let's agree to
So
disagree and go to G Ross to Google and just ask Google is a strawberry a fruit and see what it says.
But good
That's
night, impeach them all.
I have a book. I was writing a book about this, a children's book, actually.
don't make me
But it
come to
was actually
California. You be like
Hanging Ten
5
Alien
hours
Surfer
from
was
me.
Hanging Ten Alien Surfer was writing a book about this, and I have YouTube videos about this and Rumble videos about this exact topic we're talking about. I have tons of them.
Duffy, don't be quiet on this conversation. I know you got something to add to it.
Well, I was just going to ask if when Norm was interviewing vegetables and how they identify, if he asked a banana whether it identified as Big Mike.
Oh, that's why I love you, bro. Oh
You know
my
what?
God.
When I was doing this, it was for children. I was doing this for children, so I did not do that when I was asking a banana. But you can look up my. Do you want me to post my banana video in the chat?
I always want to see your banana video.
I'd much rather you watch it on Rumble than YouTube, so I'm not gonna put the YouTube.
I got a real question.
We could probably blackmail you over your banana video.
No. In this conversation, what is banana classified as? Because the ones that we eat are cloned.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
It's fruit. It's a fruit.
Leah,
So is
who's
that little
louder?
butt end when you open up a banana? Is that the actual seed? You know that little dark piece when you open up a banana?
No, the seeds are in the middle. Seed. They're small, but they're in the middle, right?
Yep, that's the seed.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wait, those are the banana seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Oh my God, they must be amongst the smallest seeds. I'm surprised they don't grow.
Well, actually, you know what?
This sounds so bad.
Actually, I was gonna give you guys a little banana story because it's kind of tied into what I said earlier. You
Please.
know that the banana that we're all used to in the grocery store.
It's a clone.
Exactly. That's why we don't see seeds in it.
Now the problem with that is it will only take one disease to knock that bitch, and it's no longer here.
Right.
Is that a Cavendish artifact?
Yeah. Well, I was going to take this to the next level. The one that we see in the grocery store all the time, that's the most common in the world for consumption, is called the Cavendish banana. It's named after one of the Dukes of Devonshire. If you've seen my shows, I've talked about that family quite a bit.
And when you said that, I thought you were going into one of your little digs that you do.
No, well, no, this is just a little one. But here's the punchline. The previous banana that was the most well known in the world had a problem with a fungus or something, and as Yoda was talking about, these plants are vulnerable, and so this previous variety was replaced by the Cavendish banana worldwide in like the 19th century or early 20th. But here's the great part about this. The name of that previous species of banana was the Gros Michel. Do you know what that translates to?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what that translates to?
Please DM me that right now on my Black Yoda Foxhole. Okay. So I do not forget this tomorrow.
No, what up?
Hey, kitty.
I want to know this in my head the way I know it now, so I can make a meme out of this shit.
All right.
Oh. The other thing about the banana is the other species of banana isn't palatable or necessarily edible for us. The banana that we eat is like a mutation of
Yeah.
what's regular. So
Yeah,
if
I guess
disease,
they did it through crossbreeding, old school.
no,
Pregnant
either
medicine
that or
stuff.
it was happy accident. You know what I mean? But the banana as we know it, because it's a clone, and they're worried about like what Duppy was saying when it comes to fungus and things of that nature. All it takes is just one weakness. You break that link in the chain, we have no more bananas. It's not about the bees. It's not about pollination. It's just about a sickness.
Right.
That's all it takes. And bananas are gone. No more banana nut
Boo.
bread. No more bananas
Boo.
cut up in your oatmeal. No more banana nut pancakes. Ooh, can you imagine the world without bananas? Oh, that actually sounded really gay.
Don't we? Hi,
Yeah.
Kitty.
All right, Yoda, I just DM'd you.
Thank you.
You're muted,
'Cause
Kitty,
that-
so unmute.
you know what? I might not have laughed out loud, but I appreciate the humor in what you just said.
Well,
That
it was
is
one of those
amazing.
things that when I found it, I was like, man, you can't make this shit up.
Right. That's, and I appreciate it. I might not have laughed out loud, but that's why I said it, dude. You got to DM me that so I don't forget. Like, because after we in this Wednesday night session, I'm gonna still be drinking. I'm just in one of those moods. I've been in this mood all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And actually, I forgot that it was Wednesday. And a couple hours ago, I text G Ross. I was like, "Hey, are we supposed to be live tonight?" And then I didn't even know about the time zone shit.
It's the controllers.
But no, dude, I stay plugged in on certain things.
Yeah.
And that I haven't seen that on anything. Nobody's talked about it. Oh, the distraction game is 100 right now. That's what it is. The double is going strong. If you
That's
get
what- yeah.
distracted from a time zone change,
Right.
thinking that you're paying attention, apparently I got caught slipping.
That's a good sticker, Norm.
Um,
I don't know if you can see this sticker, Yoda.
no, I only see the four of you
It's
guys.
a vacuum cleaner slurping up a banana. It's just somehow disturbing.
Who put that in there?
Hankton Alien Server.
I thought he was getting cussed out by Kitty.
He's figuring out a way to post some pretty funny stickers.
Oh, he's trying to keep the peace. Oh, is she coming on?
Maybe.
What? Come on.
Don't know.
Hey, we got you, Kitty.
The party don't start till I walk in. Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
I saw that one coming.
Boom.
I meant to put those stickers in the chat earlier, but
That's
What
a
were
pretty
they
good.
there? I thought they were.
I
Hey, hold on,
dropped my
Kitty. Are
banana.
you wearing my glasses? Do you got the lady balls that have my glasses on? Is that what you doing?
Yes. Yeah, dude. I want to copy.
No.
your
Look at my
stuff.
profile right now. Are you wearing my glasses?
She has Ray-Bans on.
I don't.
I thought Ray Bans
I
were
don't
like
have-
sunglasses.
You're wearing your Ray-Bans.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I had to pop out the sunglasses so I could get.
Oh no,
mine.
I thought those were eyeglasses. I'm blind as hell. Shit. Never mind.
Me too.
Gross, Michelle.
I'm blind.
I was looking
I'm
at the
blind as
frame.
a bat.
I was looking at the
I
frame.
know
All
it.
right. When I got something close to my face, I can see it like really clear. They want me to get the transitional lenses, but I was like, nah, I ain't ready for that yet. I'm
Nah,
used to
they
taking my
suck.
glasses off when I want to read something.
Okay,
Transitional glasses suck. I have a pair. I
Thank
don't
you.
use them.
Michelle. We just learned Michelle was a gross banana.
Oh, wait.
Big
no,
Mike.
That's like
No.
It's an actual
Ask
banana.
Duffy how.
Because something happened with she met a fun guy and
No.
the gross begot something. See, I was
No,
just getting
it sounded
into the
like a
story
French
about
word.
Michelle.
Duffy, how do you pronounce it? It
Michelle's
sounded
over,
like a
but
French
yeah,
word.
Go back and play with
It is. It was
Lemire.
no,
gross. Michelle
All right,
is
so
French for big,
I gotta mute.
big Michael,
Can I
essentially.
have my chair back?
Dude, I swear to God, you cannot make that up.
I know, it was weird.
Dude, I cannot wait. Hold on. Because it made me want to go.
Michael Myers like your hat, Kitty. Tell him about your hat.
Dude, I cannot wait to make a meme out of this
hats.
and post this
No.
shit
I
tomorrow.
just wear hats.
I made that
Hold on.
hat.
No, you didn't.
What?
I wear hats. I'm cold. I'm cold.
Yeah. She bought the yarn at Walmart.
Dude, I have to light a dumpster on fire because I'm so cold.
All right, Kitty, can G Ross have his show back?
Yes.
All right. So
Sorry.
can you get?
After I warm up.
All right.
Wait, so Arizona doesn't change their time. My clock says 10:50. What time is it for you, G Ross? Are you back? Are you
It's
just an
horrible.
hour away now?
It's almost 1 a.m.
It can't be.
It is. It's 12:50.
Dude, mine says 10:50.
That makes sense. We used to be an hour apart, but now we're 2 because we jumped ahead in the crazy Texas land.
Sorry, Northern lost his
Well, if we're 2 hours apart, how are you coming on earlier than me now?
Well,
I'm
no.
not.
Basically,
I'm coming on later.
you're on Pacific time in the summertime, Black Yoda. In the wintertime, you're in Central. On the summertime, you're in Pacific. Does that make sense?
All right,
In the
so
winter, he's mountain.
What? Yeah, he's mountain. I mean, you're mountain in the winter. Like, just think of it this way: in the summertime, you want to be by the ocean.
all right.
And
Just a couple of weeks ago,
in the wintertime, you want to be up on the mountain.
Wait, just a couple of weeks ago, San Antonio was an hour in front of me. The East Coast was 2. And so now, G Ross, you're 2 hours in front of me now?
Yes,
And the West Coast is 3? Or the East Coast, I mean?
I think so.
Oh, that sucks. Because I've been trying to get a hold of my son and his mom, and it's the time change that's fucking it up.
Probably
Oh, wow.
about 10 days ago.
His
How
birthday
long
was-
have you
wait,
lived
his
in
birthday was
Arizona?
on
Are
a-
you just figuring this out now?
Norm's getting angry.
Wait, no.
How long have you lived in Arizona? I've known this because I have friends. In
I'm so
Arizona.
used to not having to change my time. Like, granted, I've lived in other states. I know time change is a thing. But I'm so used to being in Arizona that I don't ever have to give a fuck about it. So when it comes up in conversation, I just ghost it and just keep moving.
So I'd like to welcome my chair twin brother.
Enrique!
Hey,
Or
Say
did
brother.
I
chair.
read that wrong? You got the mic, bro. Go.
How are you doing, Enrique?
Good, brother.
Good.
Having a deep conversation about fruits and nuts and vegetables. I take it.
We were doing
Yeah,
some fruits.
we're seeing how they identify as, because apparently some fruits identify as vegetables, allegedly.
That's tragic. As bad as that sounds, it is real. It is real. And people don't even. Whew.
Yeah, and see, I grew up where they grow a lot of fruits and nuts where I grew up, but a lot of them live down here.
Dude, your
Well,
whole
you know what?
state is full of fruits and nuts.
Wait, I'll take it a step
and you
farther.
go north.
I'll take it a step farther. Why are they so hell bent on selling us fruits that have no seeds?
So we
And
can't
you got to
plant
know the
them.
benefit of actually eating those seeds, like grape seeds, watermelon seeds.
So
There's beneficial things to having those things.
my
What
son,
they want to do is GMO thing and like breed the seed out and shit and control the seed and
right?
and
So my son planted. He took a pumpkin and he dried out the seeds and planted them, and we got beautiful beautiful vines, but no fruit. And he did it again the next year, and then finally, after like two years of trying, we went to a pumpkin patch.
You know the benefit of actually.
We went to a pumpkin patch that we go to every year. And I just, on a whim, asked the farmers there, and they're like listening to the story, and they're like, where'd you get the seeds? And I'm like, we just dried them out of a pumpkin. I think one that we got here. And they're like, yeah, you got to buy store-bought seeds. These pumpkin seeds won't flower.
No, it's deep. It's deeper than that. It's not.
Yep.
Don't call it a store-bought seed. You got to call it an heirloom seed.
Right.
The original.
Well, we could still buy the store-bought ones, but we'd have to buy them every year. Heirloom would be the ones where we could keep it going.
Yeah.
I grew up pumpkins one year because something happened to we usually put pumpkins in the on our doorstep where I used to live, and one year like some kids came out, but we didn't carve them, and some kids came out and smashed them in the flower bed. The next year they were growing out of the flower bed.
Oh wow!
Like, and
so you literally had smashing pumpkins.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one, G. Ross. I give you that one. That was a good one.
But they're growing on our front lawn, and we didn't want to we wanted to see what would happen, so we let them take over the front lawn, which is funny.
Now, see, the important part about that is that was before Monsanto's. That was before the perversion of, like what I was saying earlier, G. Ross. God made a way for light to transmute into something edible for us, and they mutated it.
Right.
Right? Now, get this. I don't know if y'all know about this, but get this. The judge that gave Monsanto's permission to have the patent to their seeds and just do business as, whatever the hell.
On the payroll.
He used to be a lawyer for Monsanto's.
Right.
The black guy. The fucking black guy.
Yep.
Well, that's why I don't agree with a lot of people from the FDA going, either being part of the World Health Organization or part of Monsanto. They all make a circle between Monsanto's, the World Health Organization, the FDA, and it seems like they all. I think there should be some sort of what do you call it?
Like a moratorium.
All of that shit.
Moratorium. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Moratorium of at least 5 to 7 years before you can even go work in the industry like that. If you leave, because they're all helping. It's just you look at the boards. Look at all the boards of these places. They all go from either a governmental agency that controls this stuff or some sort of agency.
And they're all the same clique, man. The courts and the lobbyists and the regulators and the bankers, they're all in it together. The CFPB, the Consumer Protection Finance Bureau, set up by Elizabeth Warren, set it up so that the regulators and the financiers work together.
Enrique, you gotta check yourself, Enrique. You're talking about Pocahontas. You ain't talking about Elizabeth Warren.
Well, we gotta apologize to Pocahontas, the real Pocahontas, not Elizabeth Warren. Right?
Enrique, I caught your show about, I want to say 2 weeks ago on a weekend. You had a guest on, or you were on somebody's guest. What channel was that?
Whose show was I on? Gosh, it wasn't very long ago either. It's going to take me a second. Kind of
you guys were talking about the post office and the postmasters and stuff that.
That's right.
Postmaster General.
Well, mostly the post office, and you made me think of the movie The Postman. And I never realized what disclosure is in that movie at that level, because if you remember in The Postman, the book and the movie, Kevin Costner reconstitutes civilization by
watch the movie.
But that's communication between.
But it's also a control mechanism.
Well, the post office is how they control the world. You see, the Marines and the Navy are the conquerors, right? And the armies are the occupiers. Yeah. So what they do, they send over their ship, and it's as their bishop or whoever it is, and your postmaster, and he sets up a little kiosk, and next thing you know, they set up another boat comes over, and they have a bunch of Marines come on, and they spread out for 11 miles, and they claim that land for the post office, and they branch out 11 miles, 11 miles, 11 miles until
let me butt it. Okay, please.
They go into the maritime law, right?
Let me. I insist on this one. I'm on my phone, but I have it in my phone a link of something that went down, and he broke it down timeline wise between the founding of our country, the first post office, the Revolutionary War, the King of Britain,
right,
and the post office after that. And I can't remember the guy's name, but it leads all the way up to like the 90s.
Yeah, are you talking Russell Gould?
Russell Gould.
You're talking about Benjamin Franklin back in 1783 when he signed the Treaty of Peace, September 3rd. And that was the first bankruptcy. And then that was 7 years, and they had a 70-year bankruptcy, and that one ended when Lincoln borrowed money, and that was the second bankruptcy. That one ended in the Great Depression. And then that was the third bankruptcy, and that one in 1999 when the country was dissolved. Because
thank you,
dude.
You know what? DM me so I can follow your shit, bro. I automatically like you.
Brother,
you go into the quantum language of the maritime.
Yes, it's all about the language, man. Because
the quantum language of the maritime.
Don't forget about the flag.
Well, the flag is right here. That's the Title 4 flag.
No, I'm talking about the one that he.
Yes, the Title 4 flag, the 1 by 1.9 ratio.
Oh, this guy.
This is the right. It says right here. This is my badge as a postmaster. Okay, the flag, the Title 4 flag. Y'all see it right there.
Yep.
And the venue, right? The authority venue is the correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar, performance flag. So you can't even step on the boat. If you don't come correct.
Let me iterate this. Let me iterate this. So one of the things he did, all right, when it comes to maritime law, they want to control, the shit that's out on the waters and lost at sea, whatever, right?
Well, but this 1656, guy, they claimed everybody dead or lost at sea.
He sent all of us back to land, right?
Well, it's dual citizenship, brother, because we have.
But legally, he put us back on land, and the system was supposed to dissolve, but it didn't. They just kept it pushing 100. Everything they've been doing since then has been directly illegal.
Have been a fraud on top of fraud on top of fraud on top of a fraud.
They tried it. They try to put like a legal wrap around it. But,
there is no legal wrap.
Well, okay, it's like this. Let me explain to you simple. Let me explain to you real simple, right? We have our birth certificate system, which is the maritime law. Okay, before your feet touch the ground, the soles of your feet land on their contract. When they take ownership of you as a baby, that's your birth certificate system, right? That is the fiction, the all capital letters name, Capus Dominus Maximus, that the nom de guerre, the dead entity, right? Now that is your one citizenship of the water. The other citizenship is with your life claim.
Wait, hold on, Norm. Hold on, Norm. Let him have the mic. Let him have the
mic. Yeah, you're straw man, correct? That is the birth certificate. That all capital letters name is not you. That is your estate. Okay, it's not you.
That's your lost at sea. You're dead.
Okay, that's just back in 1666 when London was burning down during the Black Plague, when all person was considered lost at sea or dead, and the only way that you could claim your life and damages if they were there is to go to court and say I'm alive. Now that same trust called the s2e44 trust is the same trust they use on us. Now this right here is a life claim. This document written in quantum grammar. This supersedes the fiction because this is a fact. This is my dual citizen. This is my 1 foot on the land, and because this is a fact land, the fiction cannot speak. It doesn't exist. This always wins.
I'm gonna ask you, Enrique. I'll stop cutting you off.
Oh, that's all right.
Not only do I want you to DM me on how you got that, I want you to message everybody on this fucking planet that you love.
Oh yeah,
for the same information. No, because dude, I've been going through Black's Law Dictionary and all kinds of other shit.
Well, it's written in Babel, brother.
Fuck this.
Right. It's written in Babel. That's good. The Black's Law Dictionary is good for definitions. Okay,
because they want to treat us like commerce when we're people.
It's not good for laws because
we're real people, you know.
If a law is written in Babel, meaning there's no facts in it, it doesn't say anything.
But Black Yoda, can I ask him some questions here real fast?
No, you don't need my permission. I just wanted them to talk, and when you finish, I wanted them to keep talking because
it's good to talk to you. First of all, it's good to talk to you, Enrique, and thank you for sending that nice DM to the Three Beermen 2 weeks ago. I'm the one that reads the Three Beermen DMs, by the way. So,
okay.
But you sent a very nice one the other day or a couple weeks ago. So thank you. That was you, right? I think so. But
I think so.
But the War Castles.
Yes.
Were you affiliated with it, or did you have anything to do with that channel, or do you are you familiar?
I'm very familiar with it. I've been following Russell J. Gould for about 5 years. I reached out to Deadwood Miller when he was still alive, and I wasn't able to get through to him. But it's a good thing I didn't because, as my understanding is, he turned to the dark side, so to speak.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Deadwood Miller. Yes. But he tried to make amends before he died.
Is that real?
He in his own videos he tells how he was there to train the 1%. Well, he did that. He trained Hillary Clinton. He trained Bill Clinton. He trained Kamala Harris. This is why Bill Clinton said depends on what the word is, right?
I was just going to say
he was
that.
taught in the grammar. And Kamala Harris.
Let me ask you this.
I heard a lot of people trained Kamala Harris.
Well, she was trained. She was trained in quantum grammar. That's why when she was Attorney General of California, she was given, I believe, it was $26 billion in 2008 financial crisis, right? In the settlement. Well, Russell J. Gould was supposed to be on that contract, but because Camilla wanted to pay the banks before the people, Russell said, no, I'm off the contract. But Deadwood Miller evidently did put her on the contract. So Camilla ended up stealing like $19 billion from the California people. And that's why everybody got thrown out of their houses and all the bankers got bailed out.
Wait. I gotta interject.
So Camilla is well versed. Yeah, go ahead.
Before I forget my thought right now, I don't want to be rude because I love what you're saying, right? But what you just said is new to me. So let me ask you this: with the biggest fucking hijack move that ever happened on this planet, which is what Russell Gould did, right? And there's a lot of people in this chat and conversation that don't understand how deep this is. I do.
Right.
If he went to the dark side, would that be to save his own hide until it was better later?
No.
Or did he really go to the dark side?
No. That was kind of an overstatement. What he sold out, basically what he did. He trained the people who he shouldn't have trained. Okay. He gave technology to China. Why?
Money. We were talking about this earlier, Black Yoda. Yeah. What do people do things for? Money.
Yeah, but Russell couldn't see.
But
Russell
you don't understand how big what he did is. He literally had control of our country.
Hey, check this out.
And unfucked it from a king takeover.
Hey,
from the British, from England.
Check this out, man. Now, when Russell came to Anaheim in October, I went to meet him. I got a VIP seat. And
wait, you actually met the guy?
Yeah, I got a picture. I can send it. And it's a funny picture because I'm all like this.
I'm so happy to meet him. I'm so happy to meet him. I'm not gay, but I like you a lot more right now. You actually met the guy.
So check this out. So then in December, he was in Texas, and I went to Texas for a workshop with him. I spent 2 days with him. Okay.
Oh shit.
And it was awesome. That's where I was able to get my live claim because I had sent away for it, and because I was doing it all by myself, it was tough. You know, I'm obviously not a aficionado.
When he called in the shots and he was like, "Yeah, give my boy, you know."
Well, I brought it. He says you brought the keys. You brought the keys, and I did. I brought the keys. I brought what I needed to get it done. I got it done. But now there's another workshop coming up in a week. This one's the bomb. This is the big one. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the one.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Florida, Clearwater Beach.
Oh, shit,
I'll be there.
Florida in a week.
Now check it out. What this one is this is what I was talking about before, how we're supposed to, with the mechanics, we walk in there with the flag, and we like walk in the court or the superintendents or the sheriff's office, you say, well, what flag is that?
Yeah.
Why do you find that flag? You're supposed to have this flag.
Yeah.
Right? And the joiner, and the same thing with the judge, right? And they want to join.
You're talking about the maritime with the gold.
I'm talking about the Title IV flag that tells the maritime law to go take a hike.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you walk into court with the Title IV flag, and you're like, okay, judge, you need to join her with this. Now, if the judge says no, he doesn't understand. Well, he's then admitted he can't read or write. That means that
I did not know that.
His degree is no good. His schoolwork was cheating.
Give Black Yoda a second. I gotta write this down. Keep talking.
Life is a lie. Okay, so he has to agree.
Wait. So let me get this clear.
Yeah.
If you go into a courtroom with a Title IV flag, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, yeah. No. Look, that is
and
true. However, they might not know that that's all you know. So that might be enough.
I'm not talking about like if you're on trial for murder. I'm not talking about that kind of courtroom. I'm talking about the courtroom that deals with child support, traffic tickets and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I forget what they call those punitive courts or whatever.
They're all courts of equity. But see,
my question is this: if you go in there with a Title IV flag,
right?
Ask him to respect it, and if he chooses to ignore it, something happens.
Well, yes, but these are the mechanics that you need to learn as a postmaster, right? Because by carrying this flag, you are a postmaster. I mean, you are the master of this.
You do understand that most people that are listening to me and you right now, it's just over their head.
It shouldn't be, because you know what? The truth is simple.
This is
the devil is complicated.
Because when I do my show, I want to start teaching people this shit, dude. I'm
real quick. That just reminded me, Duppy. Thank you. Real quick, Enrique.
Yeah.
I should have said this before. Right now, I'm on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and D Live. I can turn any of those off you want. I apologize. I didn't mention that before. I'm happy to keep them on. I just think it's good to let people know.
Yeah, well, okay. I just full closure. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but hold on, Black Yoda. Red Pill covered this like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, you know what? It's come a long way since then. Things have changed, let me finish. I'm talking about going to Florida, right?
Okay.
So in Florida, we're not only going to be able to walk in, to direct the superintendents and the courts and the municipalities and the sheriffs and all that, but it's also for tax levy vacation. That means to vacate taxes, to tell the fictional fraudulent IRS to go kick sand. Also, this would be to
but okay, so I have one thing to say about that. Be very, very careful when you do that. I have a friend that tried to do that, ended up in jail because he did it wrong.
Right.
Make sure to if you choose to do that, dot your T's, cross.
Check it out, man. You're preaching to the choir, man. You're preaching to the
choir.
The people that do this, the people that do this,
be very careful.
The people that do this and don't have Russell J. Gould's authorization to use the flag. You don't have Russell J. Gould to call.
No, what he just said is very important. Please elaborate on what that means. They don't know what that means, bro. I do.
You need to have joinder. In other words, you need to have permission. You need to have a contract with Russell J. Gould to use his flag.
You're not saying it right. Russell got his sovereignty that superseded the Kings. And it was a flag game that kind of took place.
Okay,
right?
It's like this. Right?
There was 18 days. There was 18 days or something like that.
Right. It's like this. In all the history of the earth, no titles have ever been written in correct grammar. Okay, so when the Vatican claimed the earth in 1302 by Unum Sanctum, they wrote it in Babel. In 1455, when they declared Romanus Pontifex, meaning they own everybody on the earth, it was written in Babel. In 1666, when the London was burning down, and all that, when they did the s2e44, it's in Babel. Okay, so all of their claims, all of their titles that they claim ownership of all over the earth are all fiction. Russell was the first man on earth to ever write these claims in factual grammar. He has titles over the whole earth. It's his land.
Wait. Stop right there. Stop right there, because you're already kind of losing them.
Well, I think
they don't know it the way you and I know it. But so what he's saying right
Black
now.
Yoda, how do you know that he's losing them? I'm following.
No. I'm not talking about you, Norm. I'm talking about I'm saying.
Well,
all
no, Leia Worth is saying let Russell speak.
It's very simple. I'm saying when the devil is complicated, he makes things confusing, right? That's why the laws are written so we can't understand. That's why the tax laws are written. It's because it's all lies.
Exactly.
You know, the truth is simple, man. It's really simple. He's the only person on the earth with lodial titles.
Now, do you guys know what? Wait, hold on, Norm. What does lodial mean? What is lodial title?
LO means location.
No, not you and Enrique. I'm talking about Norm. And Leia.
No, I didn't say lodium. I said no.
No. Enrique said lodial.
There's a slight delay, and a lot of people are talking. A lot of people are talking over each other. There's a little bit of a delay, so just accommodate for that.
But hold on. All I'm saying is make sure you have receipts before you try any of this stuff.
A lodial title is the best receipt you can have.
I know some people that tried this stuff and they didn't have the receipts. So don't just go spout off. I can do this. I can do that without having receipts.
Check it out, Norm. This is what we do. Okay, with regards to the IRS. Okay, like I said, I'm going to go there next week and I'm going to learn this stuff. So take what I'm telling you just as a overall, not specifics. But what we do is we sue the IRS. Say, okay, look, IRS, I would love to pay your taxes. I want to pay these taxes. All I need you to do is give me the correct law, write it in correct English, so I can pay them. Okay, so we're suing for the truth with the truth.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You have a receipt. You're not doing it. You're not doing it verbally. You're asking for receipts.
I want to pay you, but I can't.
You're asking for receipts.
You're speaking babble to me, and I don't speak foreign languages.
Well, let me give you a better example. English. Let me give you a better example, and I think Enrique can elaborate on this because he knows that Russell stuff way more. These are the last 2 weeks that I've been on, and since I've been on it, more and more people are jumping into my life that's talking about it, including you, Sean and I, even Belushi of all people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, as you learn something, I forget what the word is. You just see it everywhere after you learn it. You know what I mean?
Like,
it's just in everything.
Clicks. Once it clicks, it can't be unlearned. I can't be lied to anymore.
So let me equate it to this, and I almost lost my train of thought. Damn it!
I think you did lose it.
No, I had a mental picture because I was trying to visualize what I wanted to say, and but I lost my image of what I was looking at in my head.
Got you.
On the point that I was ain't this a bitch? And it had with the title. Wait. Yeah. With the title of the cars, right? You buy a car, you think it's yours. You get your title, you register it, and all that shit. The manufacturing title goes to the state.
Right.
So the same level of what Enrique is talking about when it comes to a lodial title with your land and the property that you think you own, even though every state has its own constitution and be like, hey, you got the right to own your own dirt, your right to property and shit. No.
Yeah.
Because they send a lodial title. They don't, when you buy a house, you're not buying it as who you are. You're buying it as a fucking renter or a trustee. Not even a trustee.
Well, it's like this. If it can be taken, if it can take our possessions and we're not free. Okay. So if our possessions are taken from us, it's not ours. Okay.
So like the title.
If you register your car with a DMV, the one holding the paperwork is the owner.
And the only one that owns that paperwork is the one that has the manufacturing title. But they never give us that. They give us the state title.
Right. But this is part of the procedures to get your usuries in order, is to file with the DMV, file with the FTC.
I'm not arguing with you. That's the one I wanted you to elaborate on to get them to understand that.
We have to file with them.
It's a deep fucking hole, people. I promise you. Oh,
it's a solution to the paradigm. It totally is a solution to the paradigm, and you
Nice.
know, it's not difficult. Is the hard part is being by yourself and not knowing what is right and what is wrong. But once you have direction, you have somebody, like once I had somebody to show me, okay, this is right. Then I'm no longer confused. I'm not like say, oh, you know, am I doing it right? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
really, you need to have somebody to hold you, not to hold your hand, but to guide you, and to, you know, you know what I'm trying to say.
Wait, Enrique, can I ask you a favor? I know I don't know you, bro, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. When you go meet this guy in Florida again, can you just tell him this? One day you might meet a man named Black Yoda, and he's gonna want this little piece of paper. Can you vouch for me, bro?
Hey, check it out, man. You can do it. You just got to go on to claimofthelife.com.
Wait, what is it called?
For the claimofthelife.com.
Wait. For the claimofthelife.com?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
For the claimofthelife.com. And you fill out the paperwork. Like I said, it's easy to do. You just got to.
Wait, is that a number 4 or the word 4?
Words. All words.
Okay.
FOUR.
FOR.
FORE.
I just put it in the chat. Also,
FOUR is the number 4.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. No, I'm dyslexic. Sorry.
So you put the claim of the life, and then it costs $150. But
that is so well worth it. Oh,
right?
Fuck yeah, that's worth it.
Right? $150.
Dude, the fact that it's even that cheap blows my mind.
That's right, man. And it opens the
that
door.
That tells you he's not in it for the money.
He's not in it for the money, man.
No, because, dude, you know how many thousands of dollars he could charge for that?
But, okay, Black Yoda, can I ask him a technical question?
No, don't ask. Just ask, bro.
No. Well, no. Every time I seem to try to ask. Okay, so
I'm excited. Wait, Norm, I'm excited. I'm excited because he's talking about what I was rabbit holing on the last 2 weeks.
You're driving chat crazy, Yoda.
I love you. Go ahead. I'm trying to write this shit.
All right. So when I was studying I studied this like maybe I think it was 4 years ago. It might have been 5. I don't remember. But the hard part for me about the vocabulary was like. Okay, when you study different languages, you speak English. We're taught to speak. Certain languages have subject, verb, noun. Certain languages have verb, subject, noun. Like we would say, "I'm going to the store," but in German or
you're talking about the
Asian
order of
languages,
operation.
we're to the store. I'm going, and that's very unnatural to someone whose first language is English, let's say. And this is the thing that really confused me about the whole quantum language, because it seemed very unnatural. Are you familiar with SVN or subject, verb, noun, and verb, subject,
I mean,
noun?
I understand what you're talking about. You're talking about order of operation. Okay, like
yes, exactly.
For instance, he asked the question. He asked the question: what is 4 plus 4 divided by 4? Okay, now a lot of people go 4 plus 4 divided by 4. See, 4 plus 4 is 8 divided by 4, so the answer is 2. But that's wrong, because in order of operation, you have to do the multiplication and division first, right?
Yes.
So it's 4 plus 4 divided by 4. So it's 4 divided by 4 first, which is 1 plus 4
That's
is 5.
that wordplay bullshit with Black's Law.
So I'm talking about the order of operation. So if you don't do the operation correct, you'll get the wrong answer. Same thing with language.
Exactly.
Now, what we do now, if you're old enough to remember, when we were growing up, we were taught to at first, you may remember this, to write your sentences, prepositional phrases, and then sometime around 6, 7, 8 years old, we were taught never ever start a sentence with a prepositional phrase. Well, that's how you by prepositioning. So the first word is the preposition or the preposition. The second word will be the loadial or the article, which is the, and the third word is the fact. So for the fact. Now you say it's difficult to speak that way. Well, okay, so let me try a quantum grammar
I'm not saying
sentence.
It's difficult. I'm just saying
it does take practice.
It's not natural.
Well,
it's unnatural.
It becomes natural.
When
I was at that.
Don't learn it that way when you brought up one way.
Right, we were taught wrong. on purpose,
Exactly.
by design.
Please elaborate
by
on
design,
that.
Right?
By design.
So,
they did that shit on purpose to us.
Yes. You know, and they
want us
deliberately
ignorant
drop
on
words.
purpose.
Yeah.
Instead of growing into the plant that we're supposed to be, they want us to be a fucking weed.
Yeah. So like, you know, any sense it could make it into a quantum grammar sense. Like, I was at the thing in Texas, and Russell was going through this booklet, and it's over here. But anyways, so I'm following along, and then he went on, and I couldn't find the page. And he's talking, you know, I'm going to find the page, and he went on for an hour, and finally I just kept looking, and he's like, he wasn't going off the page. He was just speaking in quantum grammar because he's fluent in it, right? And when he tells about how he was in jail for those 70 days, he's stuck in character, right, for days and days and days, and would not break the quantum grammar.
Wait, will you tell them how they beat the shit out of him?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they
trying to get that flag back.
Well, they wanted him to sign the flag over, right? Because the flag is the Title IV flag is the mechanism for which they were going to which they were going to take us over, make us all serfs.
Yeah.
So by him taking the flag, it denied them the opportunity to use the flag to enslave us.
And that had
because
to do
of that, they starved him out. They stripped it. He wouldn't wear their clothes, so he had to sit there naked in solitary confinement, where they would spray the whole room down with water and turn the air conditioners on, and every hour, what's your name? What's crime? You know, they did this to him for 7 days.
Let me ask you this. Because I'm of the thought they couldn't kill him because they had to have that flag. He wouldn't tell them where or what.
Well, they couldn't kill him because God was looking out for him, I think.
Right. Good point.
Right? But and he wouldn't die. His conviction was too high, right? And when his conviction was so high, eventually, the way he said it was they couldn't leave a guard with him more than 1 or 2 times because he would change their mental capacity.
Oh, great!
Just being around him was too much for them. They couldn't go back to him. And the judges would actually come out. Came off
Jesus truth. Yeah.
Yes, judge actually came off the bench, took off his robe, and sat, and it was like, hey, we have an honest man here, you know. And he said that nobody knew what to do. It's in the war castle, right? He said, but he knew what to do. He said, get this man a chair, get the judge a chair.
I'm glad you brought that up because that ties this all the way back to Genesis. In why we have this conversation on Wednesdays in the first place.
What is it? The meek shall inherit the earth. Well, what does meek mean? It means teachable. Right? Teachable.
Dude, you need to participate with us more often. I like you. I've never talked to you before. Dude, the last 2 weeks of my life, I literally tried to cram the 5 years of knowledge that you know into 2 weeks.
Have you seen
and I've been bloodshot, fucking eyes dry, just learning and reading shit.
You see the new documentary? The new one, Piercing Dynasty, came out with in December?
I don't think I've seen that one.
You need to check it out. It's called Piercing Dynasty.
Dude, DM me a link, please.
I think is that the one Cloaked Unseen also linked?
I will DM you my telephone.
It's on YouTube, called Piercing Dynasty on Russell J. Gould's channel. It's also on his Telegram.
Wait, he has a channel?
Yeah. Oh, you guys got to check out his Telegram channel. It is off the hook.
I didn't know he had a channel.
He dropped some stuff on there. He dropped some a couple days ago where Zelensky's sitting there, and one of Zelensky's cronies, going, much money, more money, taxpayers, more money, and Zelensky's sitting there going, more money. It's hilarious.
What am I looking up on YouTube? What was it called again?
Piercing Dynasty.
Piercing Dynasty?
Yep. PIER. SING.
I know how to spell, motherfucker.
Come on.
So, okay.
Stepping away from the birth certificate system and creating a system.
I just want to tell Leah Worth, I did karaoke to that song one time as a country song, and people didn't know it was a Alanis Morissette song because it is a country song. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride, but you already paid.
Nice.
It's totally a country song. And when it got to the part where it's like meeting man of your dreams and meeting his beautiful wife. I still sung that, but sorry, I just saw that.
It's awesome.
Nothing gay about that at all. Don't worry about it. It's what do they call it? Creative freedom or something like that.
Right.
Well, it's like when Joan Jett sung a Beatles song, and I love, and she said like, I can't remember what Beatles song it was, but love her, and everybody said, oh, she's a lesbian, and that might be true, but it's still, it doesn't matter. She's covering a song, but Enrique, thank you for dropping it, and it's good to actually see you and talk to you, because I've seen you in the chat forever,
right?
and you are the one that I gave an exemption to on the Three Beermen to drink. You can drink a cerveza, and yeah.
Nice. Wait, Enrique, have you and I ever ran into each other before?
I don't think so. I'm in SoCal, man. I'm in SoCal.
No, I mean, like on top.
Oh, on the chats, yeah. I've seen you before on the chats, and we were on. I was on I think it was Leanna's channel or J Bell's channel one time when you were on.
Are you sure it wasn't Leonard?
It might have been.
No, it wasn't Leonard. It wasn't Leonard.
It
was. You started to seem more familiar to me, but
I've even talked to Enrique before. Where you been, Yoda?
I've been drinking, bro. I've been drinking all day. Like, I'm not like Yoda. You know what I mean?
Well,
and Yoda's just everywhere. He's such a slut on everybody's channel. So,
I'm guilty.
Yeah, but Enrique, so you're not far from me. I'm sure you're just a little south of me, right?
Well, I'm in Orange County.
I'm in Burbank.
Oh yeah. We're 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, 45 minutes, yeah.
Last time I was in Burbank, I went there to meet Santos Bonacci. That was a good time.
I don't know how many people realize this.
Burbank is an interesting place, and isn't it? Where
my grandpa used to call it beautiful downtown Burbank. It was like pretty much one of his favorite places, I thought.
That's what Gary Owens used to call it. Anybody remember him?
Actually, it is a fairly safe, because our police department is freaking on top of it. I mean, our police department is like, people that come here from outside of Burbank and are like, I'm calling the police, and they're like, oh, we're in Burbank. They're like, no, I'm getting out of here. So so Burbank, it's pretty safe here, but
I liked it.
May I interject this real quick? Because I know G. Russ is getting tired. I see the symptoms and shit.
Yeah, it's true. I have to get up a little bit early.
You, Enrique, for tonight is a blessing in disguise, because we didn't go live last week. And for me personally, dude, you really picked up on the last 2 weeks that I've been just rabbit holing about. It's been pissing me off, because now I see it for what it is. And, I had little hits and pieces, but I didn't tie it together. So let me ask you this. Me as Black Yoda, would you, in the way I've carried myself in the conversation with, yourself and the topic when it comes to like, the postmaster shit and whatnot in Russell, would you think that it's only been 2 weeks for me?
No.
That's how hard I hit this shit and wasn't sleeping, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. Why I'm asking you that is because I want our chat to understand how hard. Explain to them how hard you would have to hit that in 2 weeks' time to be able to have a conversation like this with you.
Yeah, you have to watch all the videos. Like there's a 9-hour set of like war castles, and then there's different sets from like he had a workshop in Sacramento. He had one in there's been a few of them. Each one was like 4 or 5 hours.
I saw one hour video that led me down the path, and I was just reading, bro.
Yeah, it was
this
good.
This is old stuff, though, Yoda. It's old stuff, though. It's been around a while.
There's a quantum grammar channel. There's a syntax learning center, and then there's the war castles, and then there's those three right there. Those three channels right there are 3 great tools. It's a lot of information there, and he updates them too. Whereas, he'll do edits and things so they are correct.
Well, let me ask you a fair question. Out of all the shit I done said tonight, is he in contact with Trump or not?
Well, in Texas, he said he went to Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago actually said that in Anaheim too. He put his hand up and said, "I got a hand up for everybody who's been to Mar-a-Lago and sat down with Trump's lawyers." That's right. Mine's the only hand up, he says. So yeah, he sat down with his lawyers.
When did he say that?
That would be October 22nd last year.
And
then he also said it in December in Texas. But yeah, the thing is that the way I understood it is that Trump's lawyers are lawyers, and we know who lawyers are beholden to, right? So the reason why they're given resistance now. Russell, he says he hasn't sat down and spoken with President Trump, right? So I believe what Russell says. Everything he said has come true. I've not found one lie.
The reason why I asked Enrique that question is because, in a sense, this would tie back to Q. Am I wrong, Enrique?
Well,
I see your dimple. I see your dimple.
Hey, well, Q is a good is a thing, like.
No, I see you still dimpling, motherfucker.
My name's Enrique, man. Okay, check this out, Black Yoda. My name's Enrique. Okay, now when I grew up, I went by the name Ricky. You know how I spelled that? R-I-Q-U-E. Now, R-I-Q. Now, why can't Q be someone just like me?
Are you trying to give us some insight? Are you trying to give us some insight, bro?
I'm giving you all kinds of insight, man. What if Q is about somebody just like me?
I would DM you my number. I want to get in trouble with the federal government. Let me put gloves on this shit because I want to punch the shit out of Fauci. I can't wait to put hands on.
Oh man, have you ever seen the cartoon where you have the lion and the elephant, and the elephant looks at the lion and says, "I'm gonna give you such a pinch," and he goes, "Bam!" And
I haven't seen
lion that's what I like to do.
I hope y'all appreciate how important those 2 questions was that I just asked him. Did y'all not see that man's dimple? He couldn't even hold it back. He's still doing it.
Well, look, man, it runs deep.
I'm gonna stop.
Been doing this for a long time, trying to save humanity. And we're not playing. We mean it. Right. We're here for the long haul. We dedicate our lives to this
all the time. If you want to understand what's going on right now, you got to go way back to the Bible and understand all the lies that they told us about and the truths.
Hey,
World War I, World War II, fucking all of that shit.
Let me do my one and only superpower, and it sometimes falls flat. Everything y'all just said puts in my mind. You ever see that scene? It's a Rankin Bass stop motion Christmas thing where the Winter Warlock is thawing out and he's got to put one foot in front of the other.
No, that wasn't the Winter Warlock, was it? Or was that?
Yeah, I think it was the Winter Warlock.
I thought that was the Yeti.
No, that's from
in front of the other.
Yeah, that's the Winter Warlock that does that step. The Yeti is the one for Yukon Cornelius, which is a similar cartoon but a little different.
Bumbles bounce.
Right. But what I'm getting at is Trump can't save us, right? He can only do the parts he can do.
What Russell did can.
Well, Russell is kind of on a different plane of existence there with his 18-day thing.
He's just showing us the truth.
Yeah. But what I'm hearing is we have to take a step. Every individual has to take a step.
Yes, that's true. We it's like Russell says, right? It's like when you go in an airplane, and what do they teach you first? When the oxygen mask drops, do they tell you to get it put on your friend, or they put on yourself first, right?
Right.
Put on yourself first, because if you can't save yourself, how are you going to save somebody else?
Right.
Same thing with this.
Right.
You got to get your live claim.
Great analogy. Great analogy.
Once you get your live claim, now you have a foot in the land.
Wait. You
like
said you in SoCal. That ain't too far from me, dude. One day I'm gonna have a beer with your ass. I'm
down, man.
Oh, I got to. Down. You my new best friend, damn it.
Hey,
Until I get one of those little stickers that you got, you my new best friend. Shit.
Hey, when you get this, when you be a postmaster, you'll understand what I'm talking about, man. Because
I already know what it means.
You know, the postmaster is a banker clerk too. Think about that.
Ooh. Elaborate.
Well,
I kind of know what you mean. Please elaborate.
Well, okay. What do banks and the post office have in common? And clerks? They issue money orders.
Yeah.
Right? Postal money orders, bank money orders. The clerk makes money orders.
Oh man, you about to get me arrested.
No. But it's good. See, the thing is with the quantum system though, is you can't steal, right?
Y'all see the dimple? The dimple came back. I made that one little joke. You just see the dimple. God damn it.
Yeah, but
finish.
Everything's set up so there's the checks itself, right? The truth self-regulates.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
That's nice.
Wait, so if I DM you on Foxhole, it pops up as Enrique? Or is this just
you know what? I have two. I have the Enrique without the semicolon in the middle, and that's my phone. And then one with the semicolon is my computer. So either one.
Do you have an icon or like a logo symbol or something?
No, just Enrique Alvarado.
Just a what?
It's just Enrique Alvarado, full colon, or
G Ross, will you DM me his shit so I can, dude? I'm gonna keep drinking after I finish this conversation. After I finish the chat with you guys, but y'all have no idea how much gold this man dropped in your lap tonight.
But shouldn't we DM you tomorrow morning when you can remember what? If you've been drinking, no, don't get me wrong. I'm a drinker. I'm a drinker.
Look, I have a slight buzz. I'm not drunk, but I want guarantees in this bitch, dude. I don't want to.
I guarantee it. I will DM you. I will DM you tonight, man.
Nice.
All right.
For sure.
No, y'all have no idea how much gold he literally gave you deep state kryptonite.
I told you a lot of stuff's coming for you. A lot of good things.
Oh my God. I can't express that. I would delete myself just to get that across to you. It's how much I mean.
This stuff has been out here
so much gold.
Out there. This stuff has been out there for years now, Black Yoda. So
but the problem with the way it's out there, it's in sprinkles like shattered glass. And then once you start piecing certain things together, you can start to get a reflection of who you really are and shine that light back at these motherfucking dark ass demons. Nice. Does that make sense?
Yeah, check this out, man. You also have to sort through because I've ran into other people that is run into this information and then they branch off into their own little
right.
And he held up the piece of paper, bro.
But no, hold up, Black Yoda. Let me finish. For example, I ran into people that start talking about the Social Security system, and they don't really know that that's supposed to be a retirement system, even though it's a Ponzi scheme created by but they get into this other stuff and that they don't do deep dives on.
Norm, do you know why
you just gotta?
I think your motivation will end up driving where you go with it, right?
Yes.
It's like this guy in Utah that got shot. You guys hear about that? This guy's a sovereign citizen. He grabbed a gun and got shot 12 times. The 12 shots went off, and it's the same type of thing. Whereas
are you talking about the Bundy thing? No, the Bundy thing.
This is just a few days ago.
No. He's not
like a week
right.
Or so. There's a woman who was fighting as a sovereign, and she had a son, and the son was doing the same thing. He got pulled over for tags or something. And he had a gun on him, and next thing you know, there's 12 bullets ring out and he's dead, right? Well,
you got to be careful about this.
Well,
stuff,
Russell talks about this. You know, he said, look, you know, whoever trained this guy to act the way he did is responsible for that kid getting killed.
No,
because we don't teach that. We don't teach that. You roll down your window a little bit, and you don't give them your ID, and you don't answer questions. You don't do this. No.
This is the other thing that we haven't talked about.
My life claim. Okay. Oh, you want some information? Okay, here you go. Here's a little.
Enrique, there's something important that we haven't talked about. Enrique, we got to bring this up before we hang up.
Titles. There's like 10 titles out here. You can just hand to the cop, right? So you hand them your ID. You know, like I said, we send this to the Pentagon. We send it to the State Department. We send it to the well, there's 4 different places. I'm not going to go through all of them. You send it to, so it's on file with all these places. So when you get pulled over to the cop, you show them, give them your ID, give them your life claim, say, here's my number, call the State Department of your state, and we're on file.
Yeah.
And what happens is the cop comes back and says, have a great day.
Yes.
All right, but stop.
And I understand you.
Please stop right there. Let me elaborate. Let me elaborate on this. All right.
Yoda, I just want to tell you something.
The part that he's leaving out.
Yeah.
The part that Enrique is leaving out right now is you can have all of your facts and all of your paperwork. Be a sovereign, right?
But
get pulled over by a cop. Wait, hold on, bro. Hold on. You really need to know this. You could have all of that shit 100.
I know what you're saying.
By a cop, and they don't know anything about it because they're not necessarily a part of the system, even though most cops are like Masons, judges too. Or you could go into a courtroom where they don't know because they're just used to the what you call it word
people,
not the process, but treating you like chattel, right? But that's God, fuck. Why can't I think of the word? But anyway, what I'm saying is not all the cops and not all the judges know about this shit. There's some that do. There's a lot that do.
Yeah,
the way they treat you like broken glass is they shatter your pieces when you don't know 100 of your information. You might know this piece of shattered glass and that piece of shattered glass, but then they just beat you down with like how much fucking they know more than you, right?
You know what? You're absolutely right.
But this is the point I was trying to get across to you earlier that you cut me off. I'm just saying.
Dude, I've been drinking. I told you.
Okay. That's pretty much exactly what I was gonna say, but never mind.
No. You got a good point though, like Yoda, because that's another thing. Is Russ says is that if let's say you're walking across a minefield, right? How many mistakes can you make?
Right. None.
That's right, 0. Right? It's the same thing in court. You can't make any mistakes. Because they're trying to trick you
like shattered glass when you don't have truth.
Right. So that's why that's the courts are closed. We know that. So that's why, it's okay. Like, and let me go back to getting pulled over. It's okay to explain. It's okay to teach the officer what he's doing wrong. It's okay to explain to him what our position is and say, by all means, please, call, call your supervisor, call whoever you need to call, and let's get this done. So that's
Enrique, let me give an example. Cop pulls you over, you pull over, you roll down the window. Hey, where you driving to today? Oh, I'm driving to Circle K or the corner store. Fuck that. I'm traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm traveling. That's right. I'm not driving. Driver is it's a legal term. It means to operate under commerce on the highway. It means to operate under commerce on the highways, to ferry cargo, to be paid to ferry cargo is a driver. As a
commercial driver,
taxi driver,
have to have a plate.
Yes.
You have to have a driver's license.
Yes, a license.
But as a traveler, you don't need any of that shit. As a sovereign, you don't need a license for fuck one.
But everybody But you need to prove that. You need to have receipts, is what I'm gonna say.
Well,
his receipt is the one that hold it up again. Hold it up again, bro. Enrique, hold it up again. That is his receipt.
Well, exactly.
This is just an ID. This just says who I am. The license is a different entity. That's under usuries, and we get all those in order too.
You got to get that individual,
and that's something.
No, you wordplay when as soon as wait, hold on. Let me iterate this. As soon as they ask you and they read you your rights and they ask you, do you understand? As soon as you say yes, I understand, you got to understand what understand means in Black's Law Dictionary.
Is it standing under?
But the Miranda rights, you don't have to.
No, I'm not talking about Miranda rights. I'm talking about Black's Law Dictionary.
Look, guys, you're missing the whole thing. Every word out of the mouth is a lie because it's all babble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knowing that, nothing he says is going to affect me. He's going to say when you're in license registration. Okay, here's my ID. Here's this, and you know what? Here's a little card that'll show you all the 10 different violations you're violating if you continue with this line of questioning. Now, I'm saying we're peaceful and we're neutral, and we are sovereign in a position where we are there to stop and correct. Okay, now stop and correct is under Title 42, 1986. All right, so that's just letting them know that what you're doing is wrong, or what I'm doing is right, and we're just correcting them. So we're not trying to break the law. We're not trying to to do anything nefarious. All we're doing is we're peacefully going about our business as neutral postmasters. And if anybody tries to impede the mail, we stop and correct them.
Wait, let me ask you this question just for them. Is the speed limit, I already know the answer to this shit, right? Is the speed limit a law or a suggestion? Elaborate, please, Enrique.
Well, because the law is written in ballot, it's not a law. It says, look, if it just says 55 miles an hour, what does that say? It doesn't say anything. Right.
It's just a statement.
Says, no speeding. What? Show me no speeding. It's like no parking. Well, how can I no park?
Right.
You cannot prove a negative condition. Okay. So if there's no speeding, it's babble.
No. My point behind the question is, when they pull you over and they want to threaten you with all this commerce bullshit and take your rights away because you don't know where you stand with these people and their legalese in their Black's Law.
Let me nip that in the bud right there, man. Let me nip that in the bud right there, okay? Because look, all we have to do is say, okay, fine, give me the ticket. Take that ticket, syntax it. It's written in fictitious grammar.
That one. I forgot about syntax.
It. Just show that it's written in fictitious grammar, okay? I can take it and syntax it. Show this 100% fictitious grammar. Now, what is the penalty for fictitious grammar?
The state you get money.
This penalty for fictitious grammar is Title 1578 FF, which is a $25 million fine or 30 years in prison. So I'm saying, go ahead and give me the ticket. I'll syntax it, and I will sue you for $25 million under Title 1578 FF. And watch the.
I need to really listen to this conversation, people. I swear to God, because I'm about to get paid.
I'm saying every word out of the mouth is a lie, and I've got something for them. And you know what happens? They shut their mouths, man.
Y'all need to listen to Enrique. Fuck me in the asshole.
Black Yoda, hold on. I have a problem
with Enrique.
But I have a problem with you driving 60 miles an hour in a school zone. Because sometimes the speed limit is there for a suggestion, but you should follow that. No, you should follow that suggestion because there could be kids involved crossing the street.
You going so far off my topic of point.
Norm's right, though. Norm's right. Hey, public safety trumps everything.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you were using a reference, but sometimes they are there for a reason.
Really, you really think I'm doing 60 and a 25? No, knock it off.
Yeah, the point is, if you're endangering people's lives, or you're doing something like that, if you're damaging somebody, then there's a problem, obviously. So we don't we don't act that way. We behave.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
But
it's that simple. We behave.
I'm just saying, Black Yoda, why do you have to speed? Why do you have to?
That was not my point. Not even a little bit was that my
example,
point.
right? Black
But
Yoda, just an example.
Speeding is
You're
reckless.
Going way past.
It is reckless.
You're going way.
Yeah,
past.
I know you were using or I didn't. I'm
well,
sorry.
Then if you know, I just stop talking.
I didn't like your reference there.
Okay, I don't like those.
I didn't agree with it.
But I ain't talking about it.
It took an interesting philosophical direction. I like that.
I do love you, man. You know that.
So
that's why I talk to you like a brother. I'll punch you in your throat.
Yeah. So hey, when I get back from Florida, though, I'll have a lot more closure on the things we're discussing today.
Nice.
And it'd be a good idea for all you guys to get that life claim, not for yourself but for your families, because not only does it protect you, but it protects your legacy, so that you get to hold on to what you have, and your kids can benefit off it too.
Enrique, I have another question before we hang up. All right. I can't for the life, and I know the word, and it's not coming to my head. When you learn a new thing, all right, like my BMW, for instance, right? Once I bought it, had it, I've seen them everywhere.
Yeah, there's a word for that.
But
is it the Bader-Meinhof frequency illusion?
No, it's something. Was it something frequency or frequency something?
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. Once you
learn a thing, you just see it everywhere, right?
Right.
And so, as an example, my BMW, when I got it, it wasn't that I noticed it before, but when I saw it, I was like, "That's me."
The internet says Bader-Meinhof
and blah blah blah, and then I would see. From that moment forward, I'd be driving down the freeway and I would see different colors of my car.
I mean, you're tuned to that vibe, right?
But before that, didn't notice it at all. Not even a little bit. There's a word for this, and I'm not even sure how to Google it to look it up, but it applies to this conversation. We're trying to bring you knowledge. And I hope there's so many seeds. I have no idea how many people are in the chat. This is not the kind of conversation that we normally have on a Wednesday, but with us not actually doing a Wednesday for so long, me personally, I couldn't ask for a better conversation, because me personally, the last 2 weeks, this is exactly the rabbit hole I've been in.
Well, so there's something in the cosmos, right? Like everybody knows I get a little bit woo. There's a vibe in the air, things happen at a time for a reason.
We have collective consciousness, and people are tired and they want answers. So if you imagine, you're just one individual with a thought, right?
Right.
But then you got 1 million people in our country thinking on that level, but don't have an answer, but you do. All you need is an outlet to share it with them, right?
Yeah, I've been thinking, any day now. I'm gonna knuckle down and go in the foxhole, but I just keep putting it off until I'm thinking now until I get back from Florida, because I really want to speak with Russ and find out exactly what I can and can't give closure on.
Dude, please promise me that you're going to tell him, hey, one day you're going to meet Black Yoda and he's going to be interesting.
Will do.
I don't think anybody needs...
and could you tell him Norm says hi, too? Just tell
him.
I do think Black Yoda merits a hype man, but even if you don't have one, they know you're interesting within 5 seconds.
It kind of rubs off, right?
Yeah. Enrique, if you put a show together, I'm looking forward to seeing that. You're welcome to
wait,
use.
do you not have a channel, Enrique?
No, I don't. I've been threatening to get one for about a year now, but I haven't got one just because one thing or another. Now it's just I'm so close to going to take the next step in my journey that I'm kind of want to focus on that.
Be careful on how you do it, because people ask me for since the Foxhole first started to start a channel.
Yeah.
And when I did start one, I wasn't even trying to start one. I was trying to do.
He had people rolling by without a microphone.
No. I was trying to do help for a friend on an email, and then 1776, one of the Mets. His response was like, basically, I've been wanting you to start the channel for a long time. I still haven't even. Well, technically, I have now for 7 minutes, I think.
Yep.
By accident. G. Ross is to blame for that.
Yep.
But I never really wanted to use my own channel. I like co-hosting on other people's shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't want to do the work. You want to just be the voice and have a producer. But you
gotta have the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge to back it up. Do you know how hard it is to maintain a nickname like Black Yoda? You got to know your shit, bro.
Hey, I'm Hangton Alien Surfer, and people ask me like things about Zeta Reticuli all the time, and I have to go look that up. Yeah. So,
nice cover story. You're from there.
You're talking. Okay. You're talking to like a fictional character that started a channel that interviewed fruits and vegetables. All right. So, and then you try to do a live channel with, I figured out the animation that I wrote this animation myself because I couldn't get it to work.
I can't leave without Duppy putting his 2 words. Duppy, where you at, bro?
I'm still here.
All right. Chime in, please. What do you know about, the post office, the flag, Russell, money, banking? All of this shit is tied together, people.
We've already talked about this whole thing with Benjamin Franklin, and it dates back. But Black Yoda, we started.
He wants Duppy's take.
All right.
No, I'm just trying to bring you into the conversation.
So I'm familiar with the topic from a few years back. Not really sure how legit it was, so I was actually looking forward to hearing Enrique talk and learning a lot. I think we can do better in letting Enrique present coherently without interruption, because he's got a lot of information that could be very useful to us.
Enrique, can you promise us that you'll be here next week?
Yeah, just let me know when, man.
Hold on.
Okay.
I didn't even get a chance to ask him about the freaking. Well, if you want to talk about like wealth and currency, I didn't even get a chance to ask him about my about the greenback. Okay, when Lincoln started the green, are you familiar with like anything about the
second bankruptcy when Lincoln was going to do the greenbacks and they assassinated him and he actually signed the second bankruptcy?
It was a Salmon B chase that I actually had a YouTube channel called Bitcoins and Beer after I did my beer videos.
Oh, nice.
It was from. It lasted till 2017. I think I can't remember how long I did that channel. But I did beer videos and then I just drank beer and then just talked about Bitcoins for a while. Called Bitcoins and Beer. So I talked about like the Bitcoin, about economics and the digital currency for a while on that channel, and a lot of them are incoherent because I was like Black Yoda, just ranting, drunk. But
I'm not drunk. I'm just slightly buzzed.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But I was an enthusiast about like Bitcoins at the time because I was enthusiast about beer before that, and I was ranting on YouTube about beer before that, and I was ranting about Bitcoin, and then I got hooked up with Bruce Wayne, who introduced me to Cosmic Grandpa, and we started just doing coherent shows about beer, but and other things, but no. Have you followed any of the economics and the
cryptos?
the Kensington? What?
You mean like the cryptos and all the stuff that's going on with all the
Well, yeah. Well,
know,
not only the cryptos, not only the technology behind it, but
talking about
about the
Northern California and the
Kensington.
insolvency. Yeah. Well, basically, Russell J. Gould wrote the patents for the crypto currency in 2001, and it was stolen from him and to create the Bitcoin. So that's why it's really volatile.
Well,
because its foundation is based on fraud.
Wait, I got a thought.
But that was gold. That was, what was it called? It wasn't called crypto. It wasn't called Bitcoin. It was called.
What was the chick that wrote
hold
the
on,
book?
but
you're talking about the cryptocurrency.
That was digital gold. You're talking about, right?
Wait. No, this is important because I'm going to forget if I don't ask it.
No. Go ahead.
Talking about all the cryptos, basically.
Wait, the chick that wrote Atlas Shrugged. Ayn
Rand, Rand.
That was Galt. No, they kept asking who is John Galt, not Gould.
Yeah, who is John Galt? But
okay, I'll stop.
Yeah,
I got confused.
If you wonder anything about Ron Paul, I love Ron Paul, and I think he was the first person I ever voted for president. But to name his son Rand after, it's probably short for Randy, but I think he was probably one of the a follower of Ayn Rand, but.
Yeah, I would say there's a good chance Ron Paul's very familiar with Ayn Rand's work.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, reading their both works, and then him having a son named Rand, so Rand Paul. So
yeah, I'd stay away from all the cryptos. I'd stay away from the cryptocurrency just because the contracts are not written in quantum grammar. And they're not written in quantum grammar. Hold on, if it's not written in quantum grammar, then anybody can go in there and steal from you.
Right. But it made me a shitload of money, allegedly. I'm not. The IRS.
Fine, but it ain't money. You can call it whatever you want, but it ain't money. It don't say money. It says debt. It says note on it, and we all know what a note is.
No, it's a currency, and currency is different than money. A currency is the transfer.
Yeah, it's not money.
If you trade it for
relative to this conversation. So when Russell Gould did his thing, he came up with a new form of arithmetic. He used the periodic. I got drunk tongue.
Same arithmetic, new periodic table.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So how does that fit in with this quantum system? If you know anything about that,
okay,
I haven't gone there for it yet.
Okay, before that, it was called boxing, right? They put everything in a box. A periodic table and elements charts are all in boxes.
Right.
Well, if you're familiar with boxing, you can look at
you mean like the Lucifer box?
I'm talking about in a box.
Shit?
Yeah, in a box. Right,
yeah.
It's Army Manual 840-10 is the regulation, and anything in a box is taken off the page. So because the periodic table is all done in boxes, because the periodic table is all done in boxes, it was all fraudulent fiction. Okay, so what Russell did is he put put his elements in triangles.
Oh, interesting.
So now everything is in triangles
with points of light.
Yes, there you go. And when it unfurls, it makes a perfect infinity sign.
Best friend, bro. Oh,
got answers, brother.
And it's going over their heads. They don't even know yet.
That's a nice table. I'm pulling that up.
Okay, are they triangles or are they? A triangle is the.
It's like little pie slices.
Yeah.
But they're 2D representation of the pyramid. But are they triangles or pyramids?
No, fuck pyramids. You ain't got shit to do with pyramids. Well, kind of geometry.
And they even make a Fibonacci sequence if you do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
It's correct.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's correct. Bro.
You don't lose any of the chemistry.
That's what gave him authority in the Vatican to be the key master of the Vatican. because
so he basically conquered alchemy
based on their weights and measures, right?
And right, but that also takes control over. They were using this for alchemy.
You're right. When he disqualified all of their system, the weights and measures, he disqualified the entire globe's system.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so they're all get out. You're all fictions, cool. And he's reconstituted. So you can't just wipe it out. Like, we're going to destroy this. What are you going to replace it with? Well, he's already got to replace people.
All right, so
he became Gozer.
Let me say this.
Right.
So
no.
Your earliest language is Aramaic.
From Ghostbusters.
No. Earliest language is atomic. All is atom.
No. I was about to go there.
But you're close though. So, Aramaic is real close. But yes.
So your earliest languages, right? There's like 3 of them. And we brought this up before, G. Ross, where
allegedly that we know of.
It's written on our DNA, but you got to understand gematria to like see it, right?
Okay. Yep.
And if you say it backwards, you would undo all of creation, right?
No.
If you say God's name backwards, you would undo all of creation.
In a lot of comic books, that's true.
So do not do that.
Well,
anyway,
you'd have to be able to say it right backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So
correct.
Like,
no, you are.
So the earlier languages, they've already proven with 3 that it was wordplay, and they use that same wordplay to have the word of God written on our DNA. The same number.
They did it with spelling.
Let me give you a little example of quantum grammar, okay? Just real quick, a little example.
I love this guy.
A little example. Okay, I'm going to take Genesis 1, okay? And it says here, see, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay, now in quantum grammar. For the beginning of the God is with the creation of thee by the heaven and the earth. So for your creation as a God, it's by the heaven and earth. So we are created from heaven and earth. You see the difference when you just add the missing words, how it makes sense. And instead of it being, in is
I work on circuit boards because I can look at that as the positive and the negative. I can look at that as the positive being heaven and the negative being the ground.
Well, that's correct. Because the negative is
dielectric. The yin and the yang,
right.
But
that's right.
I look at it as a mud pie.
That's why I have my Black Yoda symbol the way it is.
Yeah, but you see how quantum grammar can, by just putting things in factual terms, it gets its own, I wouldn't say understanding, but its own meanings that are more clear, more plain.
Yeah, it helps you.
So what's the difference between quantum terms and draconian terms? Because they're both Luciferian to me.
Well, okay, quantum means the least common denominator.
I know what quantum means.
The lowest common multiple, right? That's quantum. You break it down to its most definitive fact. That's what we try to use. Between is and are, we use is because are is plural, is singular. So by making it is, that makes it a specific, right? So we're trying to be as specific as possible. Break it down.
So what if your term wants to be non-binary?
Non-binary. I'm straight male.
Okay, but Black Yoda, I understand what you're saying, but okay, in a certain degree, because do you know what a Freudian slip is?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I learned what a Freudian slip was, and I tried to stop using the word hard and saying difficult, because hard. No. This is psychological. Right. Freudian was a sexual pervert.
For you.
I mean, no. Freud was a sexual pervert.
I know that. And a cocaine addict. I know that.
And a cocaine addict. He got and he used Oedipus the King, and and he learned that. No, don't laugh.
But you delivered that pretty
I'm
clear.
not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what you brought up.
We can say things different ways. We can say things
I'm not
different
laughing
ways,
at you.
and they mean the same thing.
Right.
They mean the same thing. And if you learn what Freud was trying to do to fucking, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, right. But to humanity, to make it more sexualized, and like we could say difficult instead of hard, right? But that is actually what Freud wanted us to do. That's why hard means different things, right? But it also means difficult in different ways.
Oh, you mean like how they mean when the Chinese men that want to be women or women? It's the same fucking bullshit.
Well,
hold on.
Yes, but when the Chinese want to translate like exposed flame, for example, they say a naked flame because they don't understand the translation.
Right.
Because exposed and naked mean the same thing. Okay, go ahead, G-Ross.
Well, team.
No.
I'm going to need to get out of here soon. Just because I have to wake up in 4.5 hours.
All right, bro.
I'm sorry. I opened that can of worms right there, but
No. It's really, really good.
The language is actually really important.
It's very important.
Let me at least say this. There is a time change. I was completely unaware that it happened already.
We're good. This has been a wonderful.
We've ever done is 3 hours.
Yeah,
we've been like 4 deep in this bitch.
No, this is just 3 hours, I think.
Let me just conclude real quick.
Please,
you don't mind?
And you just,
please do.
For like 10 seconds. Thing right there within 4 deep.
How we speak and talk.
I'm gonna be back next week.
Wait. Let Enrique go.
The way we speak and talk to each other is one thing, but when we contract, it needs to be contracted in correct grammar, or else it doesn't say anything.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. How we speak to each other, but when we contract, it matters.
Right. That makes sense.
That's all. I want to leave it at that. God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
Enrique.
All right. Much love.
Much love, Enrique. Thanks for swinging by.
But you didn't even ask him to close out.
He kind of just did naturally.
Final words. Final words. So.
Peace.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Who wants to go next?
He's still there. Enrique, you weren't able.
No, he out. He out.
No. Ross wants to be out too. So
but
I understand that.
That felt like a good his last word. So Norm.
Yeah.
Yoda, Duppy, who wants it next?
Well,
no. Last.
I already did mine.
Fair.
Well, Duppy, at least say goodbye to me and blow me a kiss, motherfucker. I ain't talked to you in like 2 weeks.
You didn't let him get a word in edgewise. I don't think.
All right, so Duppy got his in. Norm, would you please take it?
I thank you for.
Sorry about the tongue, Yoda.
Wow, I felt it. It was wet. It was wet. You know?
Well, or was it moist, as Freud would say? But okay. See how that changes?
Take it, Norm.
See how the vocabulary changes and everything.
Yep.
He was just talking about like quantum vocabulary, but if you speak in a certain way, you change the vocabulary. Okay, never mind. I won't. I don't even want to get into that because that's going to be a different conversation altogether. Right. But no, I love you guys. Thank you for having me on, and listening to the banter I produce. But love you, Yoda, and if I got like a big salty or not salty, but
I told you a long time ago I don't take any of that shit personal, bro. But I will still punch you on the throat because there's buildup. It's a catch-22. I'm yin and yang. You catch me in the black and white.
Yeah, you know I will.
There is no gray area. Either I'm gonna hit you in the throat or I'm gonna hug
you. Throat hugs, throat punches.
I'm well like versant how to get rid of.
But I love to have a beer with you. Let's shoot some pool, dude. Dude.
Hey,
how good are you on pool? Hey, how good are you on pool table?
I grew up with a pool table in my house, but
All right, you guys,
I never
offline.
I don't like to. I hate pool. I really do.
How do you hate pool?
I do. I grew up with a pool table in my house with like a bunch of brothers, and that's all we did.
Just
freaking for. No, I don't like pool. I really don't.
Push the red button.
It's boring. It's boring.
Yoda, anything else? Norm, anything else before I turn it over to Yoda?
No, nothing else. But can I stay on while I listen?
Please do.
No,
I hope Duppy stays on for my last word because I'm going to say something about him.
I want to hear what you guys have to say, but I'm going to mute right now. But thank you for having me on, and thank you for coming on our show.
That was fun.
No, that was actually a really treat for coming on our show on Sunday because it was a treat for everybody to come on. But I'm a wild card because I freaking am I'm a king without a country. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, and I like to talk about many subjects, but I know nothing about them because that's why I like to talk about them because I like to learn. But
may I say something, Norm, before you hang up?
Yeah. No, I'm just gone mute, but yeah, you can say something.
Take it away, Yoda.
Not all Jesus's disciples were the same. They all had their differences, and they were appreciated because of those differences. They all had different strengths, different weaknesses, and Jesus was trying to show how they could combine all of that and be closer to him.
But they were fishermen. They were tax collectors, fishermen. Yeah, his disciples were
in him, and his leadership is what brought it together. And I told people a long time ago, I want to be in the Third Testament because there will be a Third Testament. I'm not going to write it. I don't got the balls to. But if 5 generations from now, my family line remembers who the fuck I am, let them pass the story so somebody can write it. I'm not arrogant like that, right? Can I be arrogant when I got a couple beers in me and talk a little shit? Y'all know me. I'm Black Yoda. That's all it takes. And the cat is out the bag, right? The problem with me, I'll give you a great example. The problem with me is, you know how you go on Facebook and they recommend, hey, these are people you might know. Send them a friend's request, blah, blah, blah. They don't even do that with me no more because I talk too much.
When you were promoting your Facebook page back at, when was it, 2 years ago?
The one I was promoting
I was already off of Facebook, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but it was cool. The one I was promoting is so censored, dude. Is stupid. Like,
but
dude, I could barely say a syllable on that bitch. You know what I mean?
The cat is not out of the bag; it's falling down the stairs. According to
I love that. I thought the same thing, Norm. There's a sticker of a cat rolling down the stairs. It's really funny. All right, Yoda.
Wait, who posted the cat falling down the stairs?
Leah Worth.
What's that?
All right, Leah Worth. So, close us out, Yoda. Please.
I couldn't ask for a better conversation. Me personally. I'm not saying you, G. Ross, or
it was beautiful.
You, Norm, right? Or Duppy, for the instance. Had Thaggy been here, he might have put me in my place a little bit because he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. But at the same time, the entire time that we were disconnected, G. Ross, because I've attached my heart chakra to you. When you first asked me to participate with this show with you, I thought it would last, maybe a couple of months, right? It fade out. But we've been riding this bitch till the wheels fall off.
Awesome.
And it actually means something to me now. It's in my heart chakra.
Nice.
It's not in my thought chakra or anything like that, right? But the last time we talked, I closed out and I was like, well, if we're not doing the show next week, I should have plenty of topics to pop up, by the time you get back. I even sent my roommate on standby to give me like a fucking notebook, an extra notebook. And then I did some deep digs and some deep dives. And I did not expect I'm not trying to drag this out. I didn't expect for him to participate in the conversation and how much it connected to what I was doing my deep dives and digs on, right? And it just all fell into place, or at least for me. If the chat feels like I butt in too much, it's not that I want to, cloud somebody. I'm so eager at the fact that I could have a conversation with somebody on his level. He's actually shook the man's hand.
Yep.
How could I not talk?
You're just a few beers in, Yoda. It's all good.
Yeah, I know. But I am impressed.
I love that Enrique stopped by. Can I?
With us,
yeah.
No,
you were about to do. Sorry. There's a delay.
I just want to say I love that he stopped by too, because I've seen him in the chats for a long time, and I really want to have a conversation with him, and I'm really glad he stopped by too.
I think we stepped on you, Yoda. Go.
No, you didn't. All I want to say is I love Duppy, I love Thaggy, Norm. I'll punch you in your throat later, but I still love you. I'll do it with care.
Yeah. No, we have that. Yeah. We won't talk about Fight Club. No. We already agreed not to talk about Fight Club.
No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. But you know what, G. Ross? Not to get all sentimental and shit, but honestly, I thought this was gonna last for about 3 months, and we're like damn near 50 weeks in this bitch.
True statement.
Right? And fucking, I'm like, it's almost been a year already? Like, and we're still in Genesis?
Yes.
I'm so glad that you asked me to participate. The chat.
And what's the deal, man? God created the world in 7 days. So why is it taking you a year?
Well, at the same time,
behind schedule.
Oh, my phone died.
No, we got you.
Shitting me?
No, we got you. We got you. Oh, it did die. For my closer, I just want to quote Duppy in case anybody didn't hear it earlier, which is this. Enrique mentioned that somebody had trained Kamala, and there were so many people talking. I don't know if anybody caught it. I put it in the chat without even the tiniest skipping of a beat. Duppy said, I heard a lot of people train Kamala. That's my closer. I'm just stealing from Duppy, just requoting him.
Anytime, man.
I did so. Yeah.
That was a good one. No, you guys are the best, and we'll see you here next week.
Yeah, and are you going to patent the Kamala training knee pads? Or
yes.
No?
You can do that if you want. You have my blessing.
Awesome. All right, team. I'll play a little closing music on the thing, but I'm gonna hang up, and thanks for being here.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, no, thank you so much for letting me.
It's
banter.
Fantastic.
Banter or rant.
It's a wonderful thing.
Bye.
Bye. All right. If I can remember where the buttons are to push. They are right here. Okay. The second button to push after the first button is the release of the scratchings. The scratching have been released. Our Cloaked Unseen says, "Be the light and stay in the fight with all your might until all things are made right." And then I have to wait for the animation again. Are made right. Karma has evil in its sight. Leah Worth says, "Sausage party." Love it. Cloaked Unseen also says, "Of all the frictional resistance, the one that might retard human movement is ignorance, what Buddha called the greatest evil in the world. The friction which results from ignorance can be reduced only by the spread of knowledge and the unification of these blurry flame words, etc." Friday, 5:30 Central, Texas time. Angular will join us for the return of the Bread Pill Weekly. I think we took 2 weeks off. And then Sunday night, we'll be here for Funklosophy at 11:15 p.m. Texas time. And then back here next Wednesday to do some Genesis chapter 18. And I've already broken down, but I'm going to swing by and hit Belushi. He's on hour 3, 4. And we'll see what's up in his chat. And then I might stop by Sloan TV chat, as I always do. Love you all. Thanks to our guests, Enrique, Norm. We didn't see Hang 10 and Alien Surfer tonight, but we did see Norm, Duppy, and co-panelist Black Yoda. Thanks to the chat. Leah Worth giving us some good producer tweaks on the sound. Love that. All right, I'm really out of here. For real. Love you all. Thank you for spending time with us. We're joined on Fridays by co-host Angular. This has been G. Ross, and you are the underscore. Be sure to catch us on the foxhole.app, DLive, YouTube, or Facebook. Current shows include the Bread Pill Weekly. You've been red pilled, now be the red pill. You're out of the oven and ready for delivery on our weekly alternative news roundup and call-in show on Foxhole, DLive, YouTube, and Facebook every Friday at 5:30 p.m. Central, co-hosted by G. Ross and Angular. Current shows include Epistemology for Fun and Profit, where woo meets goo. You're in the woo, and the woo is in you. A philosophical call-in show with occasional guest interviews, diving into the oldest questions. Most episodes are exclusively on the foxhole.app, Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Central. Current shows include 9dNation, the nation with no denomination. Declare to the custom agents any edible plants or miscellaneous worldviews. We take a look back at how we got here, eventually leading into a regular Wednesday night Bible study at 11 p.m. Central. Catch us on the foxhole.app, DLive, YouTube, and Facebook. Our Friday co-host is Angular. This has been G. Ross, and you are the underscore.